So one of you three, I'm going to roll a d4, is going to recap for us, and it's Anna, because I rolled it too.
What did you do?
Let's see. We went into the temple. Well, we were already in the temple. Hugh got grabbed by mystery shadow hands. Nobody was very ruffled about that, which was weird. I was really, really ruffled. We went into a hallway with several statues that, like, coincided with an order that, like, dedicated their lives and deaths to stopping something called the Vile. This Ouroboros kind of creature. And it turns out the whole temple is, like, still dedicated to their memories, and it's a very complex place. And all of their weapons are still here, and we have some of them, like the needle, the spear.
I have the spear.
Yeah.
The book, the crown.
The book.
The other two aren't in the
The
temple.
red letter book.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's the title.
And then Blog almost got us all killed by Bones.
You guys had a crazy... We went to the Bone Zone, yeah.
Just like the Papyrus's bone... What's it called? Papyrus's theme song. Bone Trussel just...
So,
we're all like running, like,
they go into this basically catacomb tunnels of skeletons, and then the skeletons attack them.
Yeah, we decide to consult the
Their temple
bones.
attack skeletons.
Because of Blog's greed. He stole something. We thought we were safe because you weren't there, but no. Blog was like, I must step up.
It was a big, shiny golden orb. And
It
Blog,
did look important.
and Blog had a crown.
It was important.
He was now King Blog, and everything that was gold belonged to him by right. And therefore, he had to have that golden orb.
Are you still Blog?
Oh yes. He hasn't lost that. He hasn't lost that
The wig.
wig yet.
Also, we finally went into the room with the statue that was chained to the wall and the lever. We didn't quite seem to get it worked out.
Whatever happened was supposed to happen, but I don't know what, because I ended up being on the recipient end of that, and I failed all my checks. So I got whatever it was trying to give, I just don't know what it gave.
We got like slots to put things in, and that happened, and then
More puzzles.
Berl got felt up, and she failed some.
Felt up. That's a
She
big
failed some
difference.
throws, and now there's a darkness inside of her, and she was blind for a while. Not that kind of darkness, don't get weird.
I carried Berl for a while.
Yeah.
Ran around in circles for a while while she was blind. Yep. It was great.
And
And I tried to stop
There were
some-
lots of little statue things that we shook hands, and then we'd go through like the door behind them. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
This is all still very confusing.
There was also this big creature that
this thing.
had lots of
I was
arms
supposed to
and
stab him, but then I accidentally stomped, and I scared him, and so he killed me.
we ended up making our retreat through the use of one of my new spells. It reacts to sound. It's blind, so it couldn't see anything. It just reacted to sound.
all sound seemed to drive it insane.
It's a 30-foot round chamber, and just so happens that my new alarm spell is 30 feet wide. So I cast it, and it made an alarm sound anytime anybody moved in that 30-foot radius. So it just like flipped out and started lashing at everything. I didn't know what to do.
It killed me.
It was pretty awesome.
That's when it slammed you against the wall. Yeah.
It was pretty good. It may or may not have endangered people in our party.
It was clever though. Oh my god. And finally, we also puzzled out that the creature with a bajillion arms was once a person. And it was one of the original Order members,
people.
the one with the spear, the hunter.
He said person or people.
Could be, yeah.
Multiple times, yeah.
We decided he was kind of a cross between
Yeah.
the...
And then they went back and checked on that room
Human centipede.
afterwards.
You were the one who said that one. I was like, no, let's not go there.
They went back and checked on the room afterwards, and it was gone. I think I wasn't there. I was doing my own thing.
We wanted to see if
I
we
was
could
going to
talk to
actually
him.
stab it this
All
time,
right.
and then it didn't.
And then
That's about a good recap.
Slowly paid away.
And since you've been gone, I have magical things because of the book that I found.
They're horrible.
Nice.
They involve him dancing and ringing a bell for like 10 minutes at a time. Because they're all
Your cowbell?
They're all rituals that involve the use of my cowbell.
He also found out that Nokia's spear and my needle are necrotic magic.
Oh yeah,
Which probably means I could stab you.
because I can detect magic too.
She can heal people with her needle, but it takes like life energy out of her as the thread.
Huh.
Yeah, she stabbed me in the head with a needle without knowing what it would do.
Stab you
It
in the
was
head.
vibrating towards him. He's on the ground trying
But
to
if they
like.
wanted to kill me.
She pointed it at you. He didn't stab you with it.
I poked him. Is what I did.
And I have a crown that I found and took because Blog was looking for glory, and now he's King Blog. Until he loses the wig that he is currently wearing.
Fair enough.
If you go after any of my stuff,
All right.
she's gonna take that wig from you.
Okay.
That's ironic. Anyway. Because normally you're the one stealing.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about my new thing.
So, we're gonna go to kind of where people left off. The earliest people left off, because I've played fast and loose with time, is sort of everyone guided back that was still in the kind of the temple. They all came back. They all managed to get a long rest, except for Berl, who went to Bardanas,
Dennis, yeah.
had some interesting painting experiences,
That was great.
and then went to the library. But she didn't tell anybody about that. And so now it's the three people who basically have just woken up and just encountered the bedraggled coup, who's just stumbled in,
Just barely getting
slowly
it.
half dead, and yeah.
Half dead. It's like a
Hey,
third
cool.
dead.
Bad
You're
people.
not dead.
I'm back.
The other little person.
Yeah, I'm a go to sleep.
I can't believe you could have left us in the temple to die.
Why were we in the temple again?
We were looking for the other missing child. We got it.
Oh yes. Did you find the child?
No.
We didn't. We found lots of other cool stuff. Hey, where's your apprentice?
I don't know. Why would I know?
She only just got back.
I just barely got back.
Did the Shadow Hands take her this time?
I didn't see her.
Well, you saw me leave with you guys at least to the town.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
where
think-
the Shadow Hands could jump out.
I think we all want to know if you found any more spoons and forks and things.
I did not find any spoons and forks and things.
Okay. That's all we needed to know. Now we can move
I'm
on.
fine.
Okay.
We'll talk
Anyone want
more
to talk
after
about their
we're done.
adventures and the strange things they encountered?
They didn't ask, so I'm going upstairs to sleep.
Fair enough.
We'll ask after you've had a sleep.
Since I'm
What
like,
time is it? Because I went to bed like in the morning.
It's about 12 o'clock, noon. That's how long you guys have rested. You've rested almost a full, long rest. That's good account. You know, it's starting to get towards 1, but
oh, it's a long rest.
6 hours, I think.
6 to 8, yeah.
Okay.
So guys,
it's
those three of us that are here together, we had a lot of
Let me know when I can come back in.
a lot of good stuff about that castle, right?
There's a castle.
And if King Blog knows anything
What?
about
Because I have a
castles,
key to the magician's thing, but that's not the same thing.
It's a laboratory. It's an alchemist laboratory.
Right.
that's where she had the key to that one.
Yes, I do.
Still have the key on my board. It's been there for like months.
I
It's like
want to
fused
go
to the
there,
board.
but everybody wants to go
Seriously, I
everywhere
cannot remove
else.
it.
Because we're picking up
It's
clues
just
that
right
are
here.
telling us to go everywhere else.
Okay, so I say we go to the castle.
Wait, so I can take a long rest, right?
Yeah, take a long rest, but you'll be out of commission till the afternoon, kind of evening.
It's gonna be so.
So the question is, do we
I
wait?
legitly can't
Well, she's
do
gonna be out of it till the evening.
Do we wait around town
Me?
until
Not till the
she wakes up and we find the other one, or
half that.
Or do we just go to
took you the
castle
whole
right now?
morning
I'm good
and
with
then-
that.
Yeah, because I would have gotten.
So
What are we doing?
I
What?
probably would have gotten back when they're waking up.
Like
So.
just going to a shop and getting some
Stuff.
Told you,
things.
it comes at a price.
All right, the three of
Price
us.
is time.
Yeah.
The three of us are gonna
I knew that. I
go.
just forgot it all.
The
this
three of us are gonna go shop.
What? I thought we were going
Shopping
to the
free!
Have a key.
We're going shopping first while we wait for people to wake up and come back.
Fantasy Costco.
I'm still not sure why we're going to the castle as he's walking with you.
Because King Blog said so.
Well, it's the Gravenstadt's castle, and we are
And
pretty...
as a visiting diplomat, I feel like I need to pay them a visit.
No, Gravenstadt was one of the people, like one of the names of one of the order members as well.
See?
Isn't that why we're also going?
Makes total sense. Yeah.
Nakia, why are we going to this place again? I can't.
To which place? Shopping or the castle?
Warren just can't deal with me right now.
There's just these two big oaks and Warren. Perfect.
Too old for this.
My favorite.
I just woke up. I have like no idea what's happening. I had like a pretty nice sleep.
I feel like Warren is the only one that's normal-ish.
That is
I know, Crazy Berl is considerably calming down.
Oh right, there's that evil girl. There's that evil girl that's like still alive or something. I remember that.
That's Lady Ravenstadt. She's one of the order members. She's very not evil.
Oh,
Her name was inscribed with all the other names honored in the temple. Of the
maybe that was part of my
That temple
dreams.
seemed decidedly evil, so I don't know.
I mean, there were a lot of bones, a lot of dead things, a lot
I had
of
some
shadows,
pretty cool dreams.
a lot of torture
Kind of hard to remember what
chambers.
actually happened.
Do we notice anything in the city? Like what day is the festival thingy?
Isn't it still the
It's
second
still the 4th, actually.
day? 4th day.
You didn't notice this because you were exhausted too, but you are well aware that this is the 4th day of Florental, and you did not notice this as well, but this is the fancy day, remember? Where everyone pretends to be nobles.
Petition, yeah. Where they can petition the
Yes,
city.
and there is,
Yeah,
today is the day that you could traditionally petition, although you do remember that people were kind of, well, some people were a bit wary of that.
Blog's like, look at all the other nobility. Hey!
My people,
While shopping, Warren buys a cute hat for his cat, which stays on the cat for about 3 seconds and then is violently torn off, and he never finds it again.
That's very cat-like.
I just feel like I should have rolled something for Cat. Sad DM things.
It is
Before the
never.
temple.
When did you get a cat?
Level 3.
He just came back with a cat one time. It's never explained. The cat is as hobo-ish and bedraggled as he is.
I like to think he just picked it up.
It's
It will always
It's
be
just some poor kid's cat.
It's probably the messengers.
I don't think Jacob would mind. Jacob's cat.
You're the only one who hasn't betrayed the messenger, but in reality you have.
I mean,
I haven't
Berl
betrayed
hasn't
him either.
betrayed the messenger.
I gave him a coin and I've been hugging him a couple of times, although he doesn't seem to.
You scared the messenger, but you haven't betrayed
I just stole his
He's loosened up.
feather.
The last time we went to see him.
I didn't do anything, but
When he
apparently
invited
I'm
you-
scary.
Yeah, no, I'm not the one who intimidated him the first time I saw him.
Neither did. Wait, maybe I did. I don't know.
Anyways,
The blog has no knowledge of that.
so shopping happens.
Alright.
Sleeping happens.
I'm just kind of looking for, I don't know, some stores that might be more not normal, like magical type stores.
Sure.
Like an
Magic's a bit
alchemist
hard to
shop?
find, but if you know where to look, give me an investigation roll.
Investigation is under. Good thing I rolled a 13.
It's not bad, not bad. Let me think. Do I have any ones that I actually included? That I've already mentioned, so I don't step on my own feet?
I think there was like a general store that had like general potions, but they were kind of dumb
Well, yeah,
because they are general potions. Ha.
yeah, it's funny. So as you look through the town, there's not really like this is the Wizard's Tower place, but there is kind of a small joint store of sorts that's listed as magical things and arcanities and mysteries. It's almost kind of almost like a tourist trap and like a curio shop sort of place.
I don't think I've ever seen a true magic shop before in my life.
Not
Just
living in
something
the
that I've
house.
always wanted to find since I'm like magical.
So can I just buy
I'm just gonna go in there and see
some
what's up.
beeswax and some bells somewhere?
Some beeswax?
That's my
Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily go to like the general store for a bunch of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking for.
Yeah, you can go to there and. So, you go into the shop you wanted to
Yeah.
go in? How's that work? You slam the door open, you slowly open it and be like, peek.
I'm just trying to be
Are
kind
you
of
like a child at
nonchalant, just kind
Disneyland?
of open the door and kind of see what's inside.
But you've always wanted to be in a magic shop. Aren't you a little bit enchanted? Nope.
But I'm kind of suspicious of this thing. This I don't think this is the kind of magic I'm looking for.
Alright. You open the door and you hear this little and there's like on one of the walls there's like this little fake skull that just kind of cackles whenever someone opens the door.
Hello,
And,
Mr. Skull.
It doesn't say anything back.
This can't be real magic.
No.
What kind of things are in the store?
You see there's a whole bunch of like kind of old used books just on one of the walls, kind of next to a table, but it kind of continues on the floor too. There's like a stack that's on the floor that also hits the table. It's really messy. And there's also a whole bunch of shelves of, baubles and trinkets, magic spears, magic balls, a crystal ball, a mirror that clearly is magic, and
Clearly is magic.
just all sorts of things like that. There's a whole bunch of wands and sticks and things of that sort. There are little necklace chains of symbols, all sorts of deities, none of them you're particularly versed in.
Yeah.
You don't even have to roll for that. Your backstory just does not have it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of never liked books and just kind of start looking across like these trinkets and things.
I think you need to open the handbook to try and decide if you're going to buy something.
Do I?
There's a kind of this person. They're kind of just like sitting behind a counter and they just don't really move much. They're just sort of sitting there. They're kind of just like they raise a hand in like a welcome gesture and then they just put it down.
Am I scary to you? I don't know. I think some people might be scary to me.
Scared
You don't
of
look
you
scared,
or scary to you?
Wait,
I think
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's just,
wait.
There's just this like
Hold on, let me think. Oh, it's the other way around. I think there's some people who are scared of me. That's it. Or
And
they're
this shop-
scary to them. I'm scary to them.
Shopkeeper
That's the words.
is immediately like, this has got to be a sorcerer. Like, he's too dumb to be like a wizard.
that's,
One of those
that's your
guys that are
thoughts on
just
what this character is
Randomly
like.
born with lots of magic. It's just like, yeah, this is the only way this guy's got magic.
Problem is, I'm like super charismatic. and
Yeah. When you want to be.
very
Charming in
unintelligent.
spite of it all.
Well, actually, average intelligent.
Me.
Which in D&D is like stupid.
You'd be surprised how stupid people can be.
Yeah.
So the person behind the
This
counter
is a
just
box
doesn't
of
do
rocks.
much. They
Yeah.
sort of gesture a bit. They kind of just like books, stuff.
Yeah. Oh, do you sell any like potions in here? I don't know if I'm seeing any potions on the
Good
shelves.
potions. Good potions.
Are you with him?
Apparently, yes. I just decided this.
Fair enough. Word pops in is like good potions. The person kind of drags kind of a cupboard open behind them, and they kind of pick up some potions. They're kind of all like sort of sat down. You can tell there's more in sort of the cupboards behind him, and places these sort of potions on the kind of the counter in front of them. And there's just sort of like little labels on like 1 or 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
You know.
What kind of things do I see? Like, what kind of potions are they? Or would I even be able to tell?
Well, give me a.
Uh-oh.
Roll.
Well, it's hard to know what I want you to roll for. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Too late.
It was a 13. But I don't know what I'm
Whatever it was a 13.
So I'm gonna open my Dungeons and Master's guide for this, so I can actually know what they would suggest me do.
Yeah. Audio only, like what
There's a whole table for mixing potions.
Wow.
I'm gonna use that. You guys are in trouble.
For what?
There's a table for mixing potions.
We're all gonna die.
Pretty much, because one of those is explosion, like spontaneous combustion.
One of those is like
good.
an explosive potion. I would not
So,
drink that if I were you.
Kind of the list, they're all written in ye old fancy script as well as sort of like what is kind of Latin. So in this case, it's Dwarvish. You know Dwarvish?
Nope.
Then you don't understand what the writings are.
I understand Dwarvish.
Alright, Warren. So the first potion, Ignitia, or something like that, would be how it would sound to you in English. And you can tell this is a fire potion.
I'm guessing from the word Ignitia that this one is a fire potion. I presume it's like red or something.
It's actually not red, it's sort of this sort of orange, and it kind of has this little like, kind of simmery yellow smoke in it.
That one's fine.
With like an Arcana check, would I be able to like tell just
Roll
by
an
looking
Arcana,
at it?
and I'll,
So it'd be
if you roll well enough, I will let you, but
13.
otherwise...
15.
You don't know exactly what all these potions are for, because they're potions. They can do anything. You could drink this and turn into a mouse. You don't know. But you do know that most potions have some sort of short-term effect or some general reason why you'd want to have a potion on hand that's not an easy spell, something like that. They're more for supportive reasons rather than like, this is my main weapon of choice. It's glad you kind of get that. Potions are sort of like a, they're a secondary weapon, you don't just, they're just sort of the subtle magics, which you may not be into, but that's what they are. The next one would be Terra Incognita. And that one is this really kind of gross purple-brown. And you're not really sure what that one is supposed to mean.
It says Terra Incognita. What does your Arcana check tell you about this thing?
What I need to re-roll or would that just still
No,
stand?
with that, you would understand that this is for kind of spells. It's sort of a potion that messes with kind of the earth and kind of the innate nature of the earth. And it kind of seems like this is sort of, you would kind of understand that it's like, the way she translated it, it's sort of a quicksand spell of sorts. It's kind of like, you don't know what the earth's gonna be. It's gonna randomly mess with the earth if you pour it on the dirt and stuff. So it's just like reshape the earth in a random way.
That's pretty interesting. If you pour it on the ground, then you should probably just change the ground.
Into what?
I don't know.
Okay,
Only
well,
one way
let's
to
not
find
pour that
out.
on the ground.
There's one that basically is just kind of. It just mentions like it's a little too long of a name, and it's kind of bogus. It doesn't really mean anything. It's like they said healing potion, and then they're like healing of healing. But it mentions like it's like remove infirma, and you're just like, okay, someone really wants to remove infirma. But you can tell that it's supposed to be a healing potion, and it kind of has this dark green color to it. Gives off a light bubble, kind of almost like there's like a little hiss every time it pops.
And those are the 3 potions that have labels?
The other one that doesn't have a label is just this vial of translucent, like, you can basically not see what it is. It looks kind of like water, but it's just not labeled. Yeah.
That one's probably vodka. Don't drink
How
it.
much for these two, pointing to the healing, and the mystery?
So, the person behind the counter kind of just drops a couple coins in front of each one for how much it's worth. You know, they drop like 5 gold coins in front of the healing one. It's kind of cheap magic. And what was the other one you wanted?
So there's that healing, and then the mystery potion, the one that looked like vodka.
Oh, that one? That's a 20 gold.
What does this one do? As he points to the vodka.
The figure just kind of goes like this. Just
Guys, it's drugs.
It makes you grow antlers.
you can tell they're rolling their eyes. You can't see their eyes, but you know they're rolling. And it's like you get the expectation this person thinks you should know that, as if you're interested in any sort of real magic, this is like apprentice level stuff.
It's definitely vodka.
I think I'm gonna take that mystery stuff. And how much was for the
Healing was 5.
5.
5? Oh,
And mystery stuff was 20.
If you want to know, Terra Incognita is kind of worth about 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ignitia is worth 5 as well. They do have a couple if you wanted to buy a second one of any kind.
Uh-huh.
Can I get a Healy spell and... I mean, a Terra Infirma is what... I mean, no. Remove Infirma.
No, it's
One of
Terra
those.
Incognita.
Darn it.
But the Infirma, it's like remove Infirma 3 times.
Yeah.
But in different tenses. It's really bad.
Remove Inferna. Removed Inferna.
Will remove Infirma. Okay, so I got one of those.
But it's in Dwarvish, which has a whole lot of tenses and genders, so it actually means like my sister's step-aunt removed Inferno.
I don't know if my Dwarvish is that good.
Probably not, but you know it's wrong.
So I'll grab a remove Infirma, a Terra Incognita. Remove
Okay.
Incognita?
Terra Incognita and remove Inferno.
I did get right, and then the Inferno. I'll grab one of each, and we're golden.
Okay, remove the money from thing, add it to your items or somewhere you can remember, because I won't.
Okay. We are, I think, done at last in the butcher shop.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, so that's that. That's that whole shopping spree. That takes maybe an hour to search and do the store, maybe 2. What is Blanc doing during all this?
I told you, buying bells and...
Oh yeah, so he's just probably yelling at shopkeepers for a couple hours.
Don't you know who I am?
I deserve this for free.
King Blog demands this for the cause.
And nobody notices that anything is wrong and nor do they take you seriously because they think it's because of Florin told you. You're like, yeah, 20 gold for the king, though.
That's like they're giving you discounts by raising the price. You don't actually have to pay extra gold, I just think that's funny. Alright, so they're done? Okay.
Yep.
So it's basically going to be afternoon off for Berl to be done with her library adventure.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Alright, so I'll step out to the library, and my dog's probably there because I take him around with me, and I'm going to attempt to mount him and run back to the inn.
Give me an animal handling.
14 plus 1 makes 15.
Okay, that's a success.
Yay, 1 success.
The dog lets you ride it back to the inn.
Yay, so I go running back to the inn, and I throw...
Tired, but, you know,
I'll throw up in the door and be like, guys, we've got to go to the castle!
nobody's there.
The innkeeper's like,
I'm upstairs. You don't know
The
that.
innkeeper's taking it in stride. He's seen weirder.
So then I'll see that nobody's in the main area, so then I'll raid the dog up to everybody's room and I'll start pounding on the doors and be like, guys!
Nobody responds. You guys are, I guess you're going somewhere, are you walking back to the inn, or are you just gonna be out in town?
we're having fun. It's Florin told.
Yeah, they're out in town, so nobody answers no matter how long you knock.
Alright, so
I'm
then
out cold, apparently.
I'll just take the dog out and...
Otherwise, you're not getting your rest.
I'm
doesn't
out,
over here.
man. I'm out.
Alright, well, I figure they're probably out doing whatever, and I want answers, dang it, so I'm just gonna lead the dog off to the castle.
You'll probably meet Blog there, as he was very intent on going to the
She
castle.
won't even know you're here because
I know, she won't even
so
know.
she wouldn't even pound on your door.
That's
The
true.
only one who's here she doesn't knock on.
Okay, so it's kind of a ways, but you head out that direction.
All leave me.
Basically, yeah.
We'll come back eventually.
They've done their stuff. Alright, you go towards the castle. Lots of people pretending to be nobles. A lot of people not pretending to be nobles.
And I figure I'm still donned in my noble's clothes. So,
So in the
alright.
depths of the temple,
Is there anything just passing people up onto the castle?
names all over them, and
Not really. I mean, they just think you're doing the normal
the
thing.
one who
Okay,
statue
so-
said she said something.
So I get to the castle and nothing really happens.
and was it-
And I'll leave the dog out in the front because I'm pretty sure they don't want animals inside.
Grabbing stuff.
And I'll knock on the door.
That's the name of, like, the High Lord of this
Alright.
place, above.
Well, it's not even
People
like
that mayor
you're knocking at the door
rap-
to like the gate to the actual like castle thing.
The mayor's
Right.
And that's technically
I think I remember.
they open
It's
it a
her
lot.
sons that's missing
It's
still.
basically open.
We
Okay,
just know
so-
that she's in a castle.
She's in the,
There are a whole bunch of guards
We
at
just
the
know
gate.
that
There's
it's
about
like
4.
something.
like, this is the,
Okay,
At the
so
front gate.
it's already open
the
then.
Duke.
It's already open. You do kind of need to approach the
I
guards who
remember
are
now.
It's not the king
occupying the
hideout.
space mostly.
Would you like to?
You know, they let people in and out, but they kind of search everybody they do.
explanation?
Gotcha. Alright, so I'll go up to one of the guards and be like, I request an audience with Lady Elindis of the Grabenstadts.
Some monoliths.
Adelindis.
Names of all the
Adelindis,
members
yes.
of the order who
Are we?
Is that not what I said?
given dedicated their lives along.
What did I say, Adelindis?
Destroying the
Guard makes no
Bible.
response.
Oh,
And
so
one
this
of
is
the
while
names
we
was
were out doing
Grabenstadts.
whatever.
He's not making any
And we
response
realized
to my
that was one of
request.
the big 7, like,
He doesn't
order
really.
leaders with special
He
weapons
expects-
who are directly responsible for
he's
sealing
like-
the Bible in the first place.
No bit.
The Elvish
For the
lady's
next
name.
petitioner to
But
leave.
that's like the big
You know,
Lord Duchess.
and of course somebody
the whole
just
town.
struts out.
the
They're
person
just.
that the mayor is working
it's
for.
Blog.
The lady who's
It's not working.
Oh,
But as you do, it takes a long time to wait, and they kind of, even
the
when
High
you're
Duchess
seeing
that
them
owns
leave,
all of the
it
land
takes
we're living on.
time, and waiting, and you're just
So
waiting,
this
and it's just
order
boring, but the guards are
seals
just
the
like,
vial and they're trying to keep
this
the
is what
vial
we
at bay.
do.
The order seems to be mostly
So now,
long
it has
abandoned.
taken long enough that Blog would be able to hit
many
the
years
castle.
ago.
Okay.
It's sealed.
So you encounter
lots of
Blog
people died.
from behind, basically.
I'm like, oh,
hey, little person.
it's King Blog.
Does he know
G'day.
We know that it's
Well,
I
a
would
great
King
big
Blog
snake coiling around the world.
marches up to the guard and says, "I request an audience with the queen
Blood.
as a king."
Like, it
You'll have to wait till the next
like,
one.
That's probably where the oil is coming.
Okay.
Still waiting for this one. One of the guards gestures with the sword.
To her.
Yeah.
Oh, we're together. That's us.
This reminds this whole thing.
Yeah, we're one petition.
of the Stormlight Archive.
I don't
Right?
know, what are you petitioning for? Because I've got, some important things I gotta figure out.
We're together, right? Wink, wink.
Nod, nod.
One of the,
I'm not
you know,
affiliated
some of
with
the
him.
guards actually has like a list, and they've been keeping it. And one's like, "All right, what's your name?"
My name? There's 2 of us here. Which one is he looking at when he's asking that question?
Well, they're asking for what's our like
Okay.
combined
He
name.
looks at you, and he kind of gives this
I
moment
assume
like,
you two are married.
Alright,
What is your name?
I will hold up my
he's like, "You're a bit young for it,
Pedigree?
but what would I?"
I will hold up my scroll of pedigree and I'll say Barilla of the Heather Toes.
That's actually your last name?
Yeah. Heather Toe. Of the Heather Toes.
Toast.
No.
Kind of writes it down, just like,
Does he assume this is also Florence? Fake nobility?
you can roll an insight check if you want.
Nah, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, you're not there; they could, but and he writes, "And yours."
King Blog. the Western blogs.
Just
Trying to mimic what she's saying because, like, I don't really know what mobility is. Or what the
kind of slams, kind of rolls up the note. You're aware that he did not write all those letters. And then it's just like, all right, one moment. And then you see the petitioner who came before you. They're really fat. It's this really just massive lady. And she's got this kind of huge, gaudy dress on. And it's just like the most hideous thing you've ever seen. And she's just flouncing out. Like she's having the best day of her life.
I want what she is having.
And she just kind of passes by. She just ignores you all. And one of the guards is just like, kind of like watches them as they go.
Okay. So is it her turn yet?
Yeah, it's her turn. All right, you can come in, but first, no weapons in the petitioning.
All right.
They kind of go through a search.
Right.
Basically, they make you take off your, if you have a jacket, they make you take off the jacket. They're not looking for, cavity search, but they're like, you're not wearing an open sword. If you do, you leave it with them. It's pretty simple stuff.
Okay, so as I'll leave the typical stuff, I would imagine the rapier is probably concealed, but the weapon would be on my belt, so I'd probably take that off and maybe the scimitar somewhere else.
And they go to blog.
Well, so while I'm waiting in line, I'm going to subtly cast Magic Mouth on my cowbell, and every time somebody mentions the word king. And it's going to be all hail King Blog in really, really loud,
Okay, you can
words.
do that.
Okay.
Is that what I wanted to do?
Well, yeah, that's the prequel to this.
All right.
The prequel to this.
And I'll hand over all my weapons and things, but keep my cowbell.
That's fine. They don't care.
Safely on my pouch. Next to my.
It's a musical instrument. They're not afraid of a musical instrument. Are you kidding? And
No grow a mouth.
They kind of escort you guys. It's actually quite a long walk. You kind of have to go around things, and you kind of have to go into this long entryway. It's very much like if you were invading this, you'd have to walk 3 tiers.
It's like infiltrating the castle in Ocarina.
It's like walking the straight way in, and no one's stopping you. But it would be really rough to try to walk in this. And there's more guards. Some of whom are less armor guards, and they're just very people in these sort of robes of sorts. They look just kind of like shady people. Mm-hmm. And
I seem to remember though that she does have connection with the underworld, so that makes some sense. Those are probably.
Oh yeah, she has a connection, all right. Anyway.
Do I know that connection?
So,
I mean, you would know, Hugh, that they basically run the underworld.
Wow.
In this entire kind of region of the entire empire. This is basically the person who's in charge of all of it. The only reason they can do it is because they let it happen.
Okay.
So you know that you two have finished shopping. You're sleeping. Sorry, you have to sleep for 2 more hours. And you two are able to do whatever you want, but you notice that, just Blog has headed off somewhere. He's no longer shopping in the area you were at.
And we would know if he was still shopping because we'd be able to hear him yelling
you would
"Hey,
be able to hear him, yeah.
We don't really have the key to the Tinker's place, do we?"
Oh, that's her.
Tinker's place?
The alchemist.
Yeah, she has it. I guess we'll.
You don't want to go there on your own.
no, I imagine that's another big dungeon like the one we just got out of.
Foreshadowing.
I guess.
Even if it wasn't, you probably don't want to go there on your own.
I guess we should go make sure Blog isn't doing anything stupid.
Probably is.
You know he was going to the castle.
You mean go witness what I'm doing that is stupid?
Yeah.
Get ourselves arrested along with him.
Why not? I mean, this is the perfect day to be arrested.
I don't know. I don't really have anything else I want to do today, so why not?
Okay. I mean, we've had fun at Florentold for about 3 hours, but you know, we also have stuff to do. So we do have a kid to find. So we are also going to go to the castle. Do we also need to roleplay our petition, or can we just pretend that happens?
You get to the petition, and you're like, we're with. Do you want to say you're with people?
Have you seen a really big orc man, but with like a clearly fake wig on and a crown?
Yeah, they're like, just walked in.
Okay.
From down the hallway, you hear tally ho!
Just walked in with a halfling running a dog.
Oh, she didn't get taken by the hands. That's great.
It was her, not her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was thinking I might have gotten taken by the hands.
It's like, where'd your apprentice go? Did she also get grabbed by hands? Are they just everywhere now? Grabbing us one by one and then spitting us out and grabbing a different one?
Yes. We're
we're just like, okay.
He's like, you're on in. He's giving up. By the way, this is the sort of kind of feel. It's just really lazy. And there's just a whole lot of pomp and circumstance that is half-hearted at best from a lot of people.
I feel so left out right now.
I'm wearing my nice shirt today,
I'm so left out.
We'll get you caught up.
Why did I even come?
We tried to shop away the
As you guys get to the door, someone sent a message. Like, they can send messages quickly up and down.
Okay.
It's their castle, man. But they stop you at the gate. They're like, you got a few more people coming. They're gonna let you in as a party. Remember, they did take your weapons really fast. They probably didn't full search you as much.
Okay.
But you don't have any of your major visible weapons.
I have my weapons.
I don't have any of my weapons. I was just like, okay, and I gave all of them away, unlike some people. I am not a rogue. I do not think like, okay, I've got this dagger hidden in my boot.
Rangers can think however they want, but hey, that's fine with me.
I have my sword.
He is not really a ranger so much as a guy who hangs out in the woods alone.
Pretty much.
And smells.
More of a hermit. All right, so all four of you get there. You meet up. You're just like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what did you do this time?
Nothing yet. Cause
Did you release the skulls?
No, not yet. Nope.
Good.
Yeah.
Now that they're all together, the guard in front of you is just like, come on in, and kind of like pushes open the door a bit.
Okay, I would probably go through the doors like
Give me an athletics check.
like King Blog is here. Okay.
All hail King Blog!
The bell would be all hail King Blog. 22.
Not bad. You managed to push the doors open, both of them at the same time, and that's a feat. But it doesn't actually make much noise because it takes a bit of time. And anyone who's noticed that this door is actually reinforced. So that would be a really impressive feat. Because this door is supposed to be opened quickly. It's basically supposed to prevent siegers from just rushing in.
So it's not as climactic as I wanted it to be, but that's okay.
The guards are
All
kind
hail
of
King
impressed.
Blog!
So you guys
It's
go
like
in,
Aragorn with his
and
double.
you see kind of this is sort of the meeting hall. So there's a long, like, kind of carpet, pretty classic. It's not red, but it's sort of this black color. It's just sort of generic. It's
I'm not
really
sipping on
long.
that.
It's about 60 feet long, and then there's sort of a throne. And on the throne is a high elf lady, but she's wearing this sort of kind of small crown, very small.
Yeah, it's so much smaller than blogs.
And it's simple, very simple. And she's just sitting there, just kind of looking incredibly bored.
I see you too have a crown. I have one as
Would you know who
well.
I am? Just curious. I mean, I'm not there, but I'm.
How am I supposed to tell you that?
Because she's
I don't know.
she's got underworld
Oh,
connections.
You got a couple of connections, yes, but you do not necessarily know what other characters know. Sorry.
I guess it was more like a.
And I don't know if you have been underworlding in this area. It's a huge underworld
Okay.
area.
I just know that I got contacted.
Yeah, there's at least 7 major cities in this zone. You've heard of it. pretty common to
Fair.
hear about it, but you know.
So I'm gonna walk in as Blog's pointing out and talking about crowns. I'm gonna sidestep around him and not touch that rug and try to.
There's very little way to not touch the rug without being an offensive person and approaching from like a side angle on the walls.
Blasting yourself around the walls.
That's like trying to sneak up on them as much as you can, and you know that's a big no-no to nobles.
Alright, well, I will poke at the rug very carefully and
The rug
cautiously.
is a rug.
Okay.
Blog
I
will turn
will-
to you and say, the rug is safe. Don't
Okay.
you worry.
Okay. I will carefully step onto the rug
I
and
got you with the rug.
stand there for a bit, and when I feel better about being on the rug, I will straighten up and try and walk my way down as nobly as possible from what I've been taught within my family from growing up, and
Okay,
make my
okay.
way over to the Queen, and I'll bow my respects.
Alright.
And
Blog will just be mimicking everything she does because he doesn't want to admit that he actually has no idea what he's doing.
Just being super ladylike.
Yeah.
You can't see.
Like, yeah, you know, just do whatever.
Yeah. Just a whole lot of nonsense.
Imagine him trying to walk
And she knows, obviously.
walk like
this is not
nobility
the
wise. Like,
Deception check.
me?
me or
You. Who else would do the deception check?
Not good. 7.
She is so aware, she's not even phased because everyone's been doing that.
That sounds appropriate, actually. Yeah. Let's go with it.
You're mimicking her exactly, which is probably not what you would want to do.
Okay. Right.
so then I will come up out of my bow and I'll be like, I'll introduce myself via like Berl of the Heather Toes. I am here on official business regarding your son Hugh.
The runaway. Mm-hmm. She just kind of leans on the other side, you know, just like, just don't want to be here anymore.
And,
And she's just like, you're worth 100 gold back, you know.
What?
say it one more time.
You're worth 100 gold if I turn you into your family.
Okay, well, I'll reach into my bag and I'll pull out the needle and say, we are on the trail of Hugh, and we know that he's deeper. We don't know exactly where deeper is, but we know that we need these artifacts from way back in the day, and we've only got 4 to 6 of them, and I have reason to believe that the Grabastats know about the location of the other 2 and exactly what each of these does.
She kind of sits there for a moment and just sort of takes in what you're saying. You know, just taking it in. Doesn't really respond much.
Warren is still back in the doorway. He did not come in. Like usual, he's just like, there's a queen and I am so happy.
Be like, I understand that you really want Hugh back, and we're trying to help you, but we need help.
Help us, help you.
Yes, exactly.
Help us.
Where are you not
She's
good?
like, I know. I
Just with them, maybe from now on,
told
their bodyguard.
Vladimir to get people on the... You
Even
haven't done much, though.
if you don't
But
please.
we have gotten farther than everyone else has, all things considered. We know that.
Pay people for being incomplete in their jobs.
Well, we would be complete if we knew where to go, and we don't know where to go
If
because.
I knew where you should go, you'd be there, or I wouldn't need you. She's kind of getting bored. And she kind of gestures, and there's a few more robed individuals who come up to her, kind of, and she just sort of like whispers a few things to them.
Whoa. Okay, so queen, monarch to monarch. Okay, so
She's not the queen.
I mean,
You're not there.
She kind of, you're there, but you're a bit far back. If you say that, it's going to be real loud.
okay.
I'm just saying it to myself.
Speaking as another member of the nobility here, queen. So, really think that you should listen to us because we just want to help you out here.
And we all yell.
She kind of cracks a knuckle Just
All right. So when that fails, Blog will say,
Wait,
"Nope, we found your son. We found him."
She doesn't even have time to actually react. She's like, oh, this is failing.
and she just like
Switch things. Yep. Found your son. Problem solved.
she kind of gestures, and a guard just comes up to you and is like, "You should leave."
I'm gonna smack him upside the head.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and roll a persuasion here because I don't know. I'm failing with everything
And your
else.
wig falls
Gosh,
off.
dang it.
Oh no.
I
That
want
was
to roll
great.
for
I couldn't
that.
even get it to. No.
I wanna see
well,
if I
it totals
slap.
9.
What are you doing, Berl?
I'm trying to roll a persuasion to talk to this lady to get her to
Roll
give me
your
answers.
persuasion.
Yeah,
What was it?
9.
What are you trying to persuade her with?
I know that she knows something or she knows somebody that knows something, and I'm trying to persuade her to give me information regarding the artifacts and the history of the temple that we just visited.
Okay, so what would you say?
Give me a sec.
It begins again.
Well, it was only a 9, so it doesn't have to be perfect.
I
No,
know.
just say whatever you were thinking of saying first.
I don't know what I was thinking of saying. Other than, look, we're trying our darned hardest here, and we can't get deeper if we don't have answers to know what we need to know to get where we need to go. Now, I know that you know somebody, either you know something or you know somebody that knows something about these, and I hold up the needle. I'm like, and this is what we need to know about in order to find your son.
Okay. She grabs the needle, actually.
Okay.
She kind of snaps her fingers, and this mage hand appears and just picks it up from you. And she just
That's how you use mage
picks it up,
hand.
and she just kind of turns it over with the mage hand in front of her face. She doesn't actually use her real hands at
Oh
all.
my gosh.
She's just balling it.
She seems like a rat.
That's the point.
She's just like, it's been a while. She says it flippantly, just in the most elfish way possible.
Right, yeah, because high elves live forever.
They'd like you to think that.
Close to forever. So I have reason to believe either you or someone very close to you in your family was one of the 6.
I believe there were
Well, there were far more than 6.
8, I think.
I remember over 10,000.
Many
No,
of
there were
which
6,
died, I seem to recall, but 6 in particular that sealed away the vial.
Yeah, there's a few names.
Because we have reason to believe that something or someone is trying to unseal that vial and they're using your boy to get to that goal. Now, if we're going to prevent that from happening, I really need to know more about these things.
She kind of is just like, she makes a motion again, and another one of her kind of cloaky peoples comes over. They kind of whisper for a bit, and she kind of points to you, and this person kind of just walks over to you and it's just like, we'll talk in a moment, but doesn't say it loud enough for anyone else to hear.
Okay.
And how else is that gonna go? Like, anyone else doing anything? Before Grog is ejected, I guess.
So Nakia was with them this whole time. I guess
Yeah.
he hasn't done anything.
I guess not. Nakia, what are you gonna do?
You are part of this scene. What is happening with you? She's been invited to go elsewhere. He's getting kicked out. What have you been doing?
I've just been standing there, probably like I just did, got distracted by something.
So I'm sure she's now. I'm sure she now thinks it's your turn.
If you want to, there are these grand windows to this place in a very beautiful way, but also in like these very thin slits. It's a very fortress-like sort of meeting room, which is intended mostly to describe like power and also be a legitimately useful defense location. That's kind of interesting to a Goliath who's not lived in fortresses or been around castles like this.
I'm going over there to check it out.
You're kind of kept up sort of to the main one, but this main room, you can kind of check out things. You know, they let you. You do notice there's kind of a person sort of within 5 feet of you, but they're not bothering you, they're just sort of shadowing you.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking at the windows and things that are interesting.
Yeah.
It's just kind of.
You give me a investigation check. This could be useful for you.
It didn't count. It fell out. It was a 2.
Phew. Yeah, you just see just a lot of stained glass. It's
Very
kinda
mesmerizing.
It's just the colors just sort of blend in a way that makes you stare. You know, there's a whole lot of things that almost makes your eyes swim a bit. You know, but that's mostly what you get out of it, just staring and losing yourself to these windows.
So, Vlog is getting dragged out.
He's not actually getting dragged out. The guard is asked politely and isn't going to drag him out, but he's kind of like going to if Vlog tries to not leave.
So, Vlog's going to try intimidating the queen. Intimidation on the queen.
Give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
This ain't going nowhere. 19 plus 5.
It totally went somewhere.
24.
She's got an audience with the queen.
But he doesn't know that because the person only
Don't
said
you
I'm calling
know
her queen,
who
don't
I am? And try to intimidate her.
She kind of makes another gesture. One of the cloaked figures goes like this, and they cast a spell. There's this arcane rush, and you are silenced.
You with a 24? That's like a net. Oh, okay, whatever.
I pointed
Why?
to look over to see what happens.
And he like silently rages. No! You can't really hear
This
that.
way. Your success in that matter was not going to change what she did.
Okay, so now he's being dragged out, I assume.
He's escorted out,
Yeah, and-
gingerly.
And he's like, no! As he
More
like
like-
gets pulled out.
Freedom.
Yeah, but like quiet. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
This is-
Blog gets kind of detained at the entrance until his.
This is cowbell ring.
What?
This is
I
cowbell
assume
ring.
it is also silenced.
I would cast alarm as I'm
Nobody has said Katie except for him.
I'm not gonna do
He kind of jangled a bit, and that's kind of one of the reasons why maybe he's being escorted out.
Okay.
So, what's Warren gonna do?
Warren has been watching this whole weird exchange from the safety of the doorway way over there, but he does see that she gets a whisper and, do you, like, leave the throne room at that? No, it's not the throne room.
She.
Her room at that point. Do you come back? Do you
Oh, I'm not here.
step off to the side?
Using a noble background.
You're not there.
I would imagine that from my noble upbringing, I would know what to do in this situation. If that would be I would stay and wait, or if I should leave and wait for the shady guy to come after me later.
It's a bit odd because this is sort of not how most nobles treat other nobles. This is more like. This is sort of something that Hugh would be more used to, and you're not really sure about that stuff. You're sort of the apprentice here. But you kind of think, well, maybe this is how it's done. Maybe?
Maybe? Okay.
And Warren, one of the figures which you weren't paying attention to, that was kind of shadowing you actually, kind of walks to you and kind of brings you, kind of like, they kind of gesture to Berl. They're kind of like, you with Berl? Okay, so they kind of escort you to
I'm just
Berl.
like, where did he come from?
Was there anything like
You
that
notice there's
happening?
an
Escorted
alcove,
sheep.
and there are actually a shaded figure behind each and every single pillar and alcove, and there's actually over 40 people in this room. And you weren't paying attention to at least 38 of those.
For some reason, I thought this was a party, but I guess not.
No!
I don't know.
Nakia,
I was thinking.
the person shouting you comes up to you and they're like, they gesture to kind of where these two are kind of gathered, sort of up to the side of the throne, and
Or also like
they gesture to that, or they point to the door.
Put it me being
I
dragged
kind of
out.
nodded him and then walked to that way.
Which way?
To the thing where you pointed at.
You pointed at two things.
You did?
Yes!
Exit or us? Do you want to come over to us or leave?
Oh.
When you're paying attention, you're not paying attention.
DM is over there doing the Picard face palm.
Well, I'm going with you guys.
Okay.
After a moment, the figure just kind of escorts you. They're not touching you per se, but you get the feeling they're like basically like grabbing you by the hand almost to lead you there.
Did they choose an exceptionally tall person to shadow him? I assume?
No, they chose just, they all look the same height. It's spooky.
Okay. Well, Warren is extremely uncomfortable, and you can see it in the way
Lady
he's, like,
Adelinda
got all of
stands
his
up.
limbs really close
It's kind
together.
of this like, kind of awkward stand up because she kind of like gives this soft like moan of just like, I've been sitting here for so long. Then she gets up and she's just like, I would have taken anything to move after that. But that's kind of what you would expect after sitting on a throne for hours and hours. She kind of gestures to you, and there's sort of this room. There's a few doors at the back, just two really, that you can kind of just, these are clearly doors. They're reinforced as well, but they're much smaller. And she kind of has one of her people open one of the doors, and she walks into it. And you guys are like gestured to go after.
Alright, so I'll follow in after then. Has she still got my needle?
Oh, she still has your needle in her mage hand.
Okay.
She just drags it along like she doesn't even remember.
Can I just side note that Blog would, in his fury, have gone back to the tavern? He would have been like, I'll be back. And then like...
After you leave the castle, the person who cast that on you, they clap and you are not silenced anymore.
Right. Grab my stuff, go back to the tavern.
Yeah.
In my fury.
They let you do it.
Roar!
Righteous indignation.
You'll rue the day.
Start smashing some tables in the tavern.
No, he'll when he gets back to the tavern, he'll look down at his stuff. He'll pull out that porcelain statue from the last dungeon, put it on the table, and like smash it. Make himself feel better. I had written down that it was the valuable porcelain statue, perfect for smashing. That is now gone and it is smashed. He needed it. He needed to pick me up.
That's too sad, man. I can't handle it.
Alright, sorry. Carry on. You guys.
Alright.
You guys enter sort of this much smaller room, but it's still kind of a large enough to fit like 12 or 15 people. There's sort of a table. There's sort of chairs. There's one that's a bit fancier that Adelindus just promptly sits in again. This one's a bit comfier though. So there's that. And kind of gestures. There's a few seats. And she takes the needle with her mage hand that she kind of just noticed again and kind of just flicks it onto the table. And it kind of, the needle just sort of wiggles for a moment and then just sort of like fades into dust. And Berl, you feel the needle within your hand.
Okay.
And she just gestures to sit down.
Alright, let's
None
go.
of the robed figures enter the room after you.
Are the chairs a little small
It's
for me?
just you and Lady Adelindus in this room. And they close the door.
Alright.
Soft.
Something awkward sitting going on over in my corner.
Alright.
Are the chairs a little small for me?
I don't want to.
The chairs are a little small, but they're pretty spacious, you know. Big enough that you can sit, but small enough that it's kind of awkward.
Your knees.
It's like sitting on a stool.
Yeah, it's like sitting in the children's
child-sized
table,
chair.
you know, for you. It's just a bit awkward. I'm just kind of like, I don't belong.
Just resting my arms on my knees.
So, being the polite guest, I allow her the chance to talk first if she's going to.
She kind of waits. She meets your eyes. Roll for, actually, no, I'm gonna roll. Do you have something that beats a 23?
What do you mean?
In like resistance?
What's your, what's your DC, actually? What's your armor set? What's your AC?
12.
Yeah, that fails. So she's kind of scary looking when she looks into your eyes. You feel like she's reading your mind
Okay.
and like just reaching around and taking what she wants.
Okay.
And she's just like, oh dear. She just kind of looks a bit like, okay. So she's like, so you've been.
Yeah, we've been in the temple. I've got a lot of questions about it. A lot of questions. Especially about these artifacts and the vial in particular. Because like I mentioned before, we got reason to believe that Hugh, your son, is part of a conspiracy to
Oh,
bring
I'm
them
well
back.
aware. She kind of cracks another knuckle, just, and then puts her hands back.
Is he a willing part of this conspiracy?
She doesn't even deign to answer that. She just cracks her knuckles, and
No,
for a
I
moment
think
you're just like, she just sits there, just like clenching her fist.
if I'm reading this right, I doubt he's a willing participant, but there she's got.
She called him a runaway.
She did call him a runaway, that's true.
Not him, you.
Oh, me,
Says-
I'm the
She's
runaway.
kind of like done with it.
I'm the runaway. Yes, that's right, that's why I'm worth 100 gold.
You'd probably be worth more if I ran it through the right channels.
I'm sure it would be. But no, if I'm reading her
So
gestures,
that's a pittance of change.
her gestures correct here out of context, she's rather angry because someone, and I think she knows who took her son or something of, and she is furious about what they're trying to do and is unable to do anything about it.
Roll an insight check. See if it
Yeah,
can be
this
verified.
is the exact insight check time.
10 plus 1 makes 11.
That doesn't really give you a whole lot of insight. She's got a great poker face.
She's just got those knuckles that give her.
She's just like
Yeah, she's mad about something. She knows that whatever Hugh's been taken for is not good, and she's really upset with it, I guess.
you know. So you don't really get a lot from her, and she just kind of is.
She doesn't seem to care about Hugh.
No, she does.
This
What
is,
do you
this
think
is
she's
not in character.
She's clenching her fist. I think she very much cares about Hugh. Because every time you mention him, she's cracking knuckles.
So she's just like, she waits a moment again. You know, you're doing this insight check, and she's just like, my son, my heir, is gone, and needs to be back.
Right. And we are getting very close to getting them back. But we need help, like I said before.
She's like, what kind of help?
That's what we're not entirely sure about. We know that we need to go deeper. We know that he's still alive and that we need to go deeper. We know that in order to go deeper, we have to have...
more of the old madness.
Right.
She just kind of waves her hand and just dismisses that outright. And she says that term, old madness, and she does not explain it.
So, I've been informed that the 2 artifacts that remain from the old madness are at least one of them in your possession. If not, you know where the other one is.
She's like, and
we need them to go deeper to get your son.
she's like, I disagree.
Alright.
She's like, what would lead you to this conclusion? She just,
Because Bogdana told us that in order to go deeper, we had to go to the temple to get stuff that wouldn't kill us. And we found these 4 artifacts there out of the 6 that sealed away the vial. There's 2 left remaining. That's all I know.
she just kind of looks like, really?
You're listening to Bogdana.
I'm at a loss.
It's not even that. It's mostly just the fact that she's just so like, she does not care about this investigation you're on. She's just like, return my son.
Have you been having problems with an evil cult lately?
She's kind of like, kind of leans back a bit.
He is immediately intimidated. Like, just asking because cults took Ingo. Maybe
There's always cults. Always.
I mean, this is fair. This is fair.
It's all cults in the end.
Does a cult with a god that has lots of tentacles
Yes, more of
that-
the old madness.
ring a... Okay.
Well, the old madness is coming back, and
It has been, time and time again. Kind of flicking.
right.
Just kind of bored.
Has this sort of thing happened before? Like before after you got rid of the vial? Has
The
it
first
tried to
one?
come back before?
She's kind of like, you don't know much, do you?
Nope.
That's what
Kind of
we're
like
here.
doing that. But she's just like, there's always cults.
Yeah, there's
Always cults.
That's more the way we're here, is just trying to figure out. But of course, you just want your
She
son.
doesn't don't want to talk about it much.
No.
Well, I'm gonna try persuasion check. It's just 6 though. Okay, so it's just 7. Like, where are the other 2 items then? If they can help us, we might as well use them.
She's like, you just wanted me to hand you
Or just
relics and artifacts, just treasures, given out to the riffraff from the street.
we wouldn't keep them. We'd just use them to.
She's
get
like, I
rid of
didn't
them.
hire you because I trusted you.
This is fair.
With money or possessions. I just need you to find my son. You'll be handsomely rewarded.
And in order to find the
Being a
son.
bit,
I'm thinking
she
that.
doesn't know where he is though. She's being very clear about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we know is that he's deeper.
Out of character. I'm thinking that she knows that we don't need the items to find her son. We're gonna need them to kill Leviel later on. But for right now, the son is probably a separate task from that. We may not get anything out of her this time.
I don't know, because my visit to Bogdana, when I was trying to get help, was clearly pointing in that we needed the artifacts that are from the Lady Elindis, who is still alive.
Hey guys, are you
Let's tell her
whispering?
that. No,
I tried mentioning Bogdana, and she didn't seem to care.
She's like, Bogdana does what she wants.
Right.
You know.
How long is this taking?
a bit of time.
no time. I don't want to think he's awake yet.
Koo wakes up.
Yes!
Alright, so you are stumbling out and you're able to figure out what's going on.
I'm awake!
There's an encounter there, and
George's sitting.
Roll for any.
Wait, what? So you're.
He's sitting at a table in the
Can I see the
tavern,
book?
just
I'm
like
gonna check out the cup of my
forlornly
feet.
smashing this thing that's already been smashed to bits. Like,
There's gotta be something in here I can use.
Probably walk up to him, sit beside him, be like, what's up?
oh hey, other little person. Oh hey,
Hi.
hi. We were wondering where you went.
I did say I was asleep.
That's the one. Yep. No point in going up to that castle. Nope,
There's a castle.
Yep. I mean, nope. There's no point going up there.
has he lost the blog persona?
No.
He's so depressed.
Nope.
he's just a bit sad.
It is a little askew.
Depressed
you know.
blog.
No.
Drog.
No, not yet. That's a different way, actually.
Slog.
I actually have one planned for that one, but no. So he's just like, we had a heart-to-heart, monarch to monarch, and I obviously got lots out of it because I'm already back, but the other ones are taking longer. So
Okay, when did you become monarch?
when I got this crown, found it. Well, now I'm the king blog.
Because he doesn't know how kingship works, so he's like, so now I'm king blog.
Pretty
You get a
apparent.
crown, you get called king first as like a title, and that's it.
So, you doing anything fun today?
I need to find someone that can help me with a magical
Starts
object.
crying.
What kind of help?
Someone that is smarter than me on magical objects.
Well, I just so happen to have read a magical book. So, I know magical things.
I don't know that I want to show him.
What you got?
I don't trust you.
You must show your king.
Hold on.
Whoa.
When were you my king?
Bloggin's already moved on and he's going to start casting Detect Magic on her.
Alright.
It's a 10-minute ritual of dancing with bells.
Can I, if he's going to do that, can I roll cast Mage Hand and try to grab something from him? Sleight of hand.
You
He's not
can,
paying attention.
but
While he's distracted.
you can try. but
He's
I'm very
moving around a
distracted.
lot, I think.
I'm very distracting. Yeah.
okay. What is it? What are you gonna try to grab with Mage Hand?
Probably just something random. Well, he's using his cowbell, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's part
something
of the
just
ritual.
random. Hopefully shiny.
You're gonna try to rifle through his pockets with an invisible hand?
Yes.
Alright.
While I'm dancing.
While he's dancing. It's gonna be a bit difficult. Give me a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because he's moving and that's gonna be really bouncy.
Sleight of hand, right?
It's disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
See what twice.
It's the same number.
No disadvantage.
13.
Alright, Ron, what's your passive perception?
13.
Sure, he's aware.
Yeah, but he's distracted.
Yeah, but he's also moving like crazy. And you can't just rifle through pockets and then... So he notices you doing that.
It's Mage Hand, though.
Doesn't matter.
So-
he knows someone's touching
He knows something's touching him.
pocket.
But I
Something's
can't-
in his pocket moving.
But I can't stop now. It's a 10-minute ritual. So I'm gonna keep going. Once you started, you can't stop.
Alright.
The dancing
Can you
is-
try and like
The
turn
dancing's infectious.
so that it can like get out of your pockets? Whoever's reaching in there.
Oh no.
No.
Alright, he doesn't
It's
care.
all about the
So,
He doesn't care.
what do you have in your pocket, Grog?
I have a pocket, like a tinder box, some rations.
Do you treasures
A water
count in that too?
You have a backpack on?
Trinkets do.
I have several.
Yeah.
I have several wigs. Is it a backpack or my pocket?
Pocket.
Well, most of that stuff will be in my backpack.
Yeah. So most of the boring stuff is in your backpack. Do you have like a trinket you carry in your pocket?
Well, I just smashed my most important trinket.
Did you put it back in your pocket?
No, it's like dust at this point.
Oh.
I've been smashing it for like 30 minutes. You know.
Do you have anything else?
You had the mop that he wanted to smash.
The what?
You had that mop that you saved for smashing later.
I do have a mop.
And you have some hair that may or may not belong to a cat.
I have several. I have a lock of hair. I have several wigs that are
So-
probably not in my pockets. They're probably
As you're rifling around, you feel this kind of stuff. Any of those something you might grab?
water skin, knife. I have some potions, blue-green potions.
You're probably not carrying.
I really don't have.
I don't think you can feel color.
What about I can just do it in his pocket?
I have a very itchy bandage.
Oh
I think you're wearing that still, right?
I'm still wearing that.
yeah.
Yes.
Do you have that drawing of Berl on you, by the way?
I don't have very many interesting things. Oh, I do have. I have 20
The
different
one where
bells that I
she's,
just bought.
Like mulling
I have 20
over.
random bells probably stuffed in my pocket.
Yeah.
I just bought them.
Get
Do you
it
want to
in a
take one of
bit.
those?
Yes, I will take a read.
Or gold and silver pieces, obviously.
That's true. It would be on my Skype as well.
Do you want a bell
I'll
or
have
a
to
gold
take your
piece?
phone.
I'll take a bell.
Okay, by now 19 bells.
Okay. Write that down and add a bell.
As it comes out of the
A
box.
small bell.
Alright.
Okay, anyway.
It adds to the cacophony of it.
Alright, is that all that's going on
I'm
here?
just casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, during that whole time, she manages to get a bell, and then you cast Detect Magic.
On you.
Alright?
Yes.
So you get a ping, or two,
Ooh, I get 2 pieces.
from her hand, and from...
Oh, it was around my waist, remember?
Originally it was.
Oh, but now it's...
It's now ring size.
No, okay.
And then you have a small ping kind of ringing sound that's coming from her own pack, her own pockets.
And what school of magic do they ring with?
This is actually useful, but you don't know this.
Because the tone would tell me what school of magic it's from. I know.
One of those
I become a
is...
master of ringing sounds.
So one of those is enchantment, and then one on the hand is enchantment, and the one in the kind of the pockets and backpack is actually abjuration.
Is what?
Abjuration.
So I would sit down after doing that, and I would say, "Look, okay, now that we got that out of the way, on your hand, you've got something
Go for it.
that is,
Yes, it is. And it's a ringing.
and it rings to me like what was it?
Abjuration.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
There's also a couple faint like plinks of like really off bard notes, but other than that, yeah, it's fine.
Ooh, it's a bardy enchantment.
Actually, that's coming from is a different part of the pack, and that one is
I have so many things in my backpack.
I am getting.
that one is illusion.
I am getting a ring from many different places on you. But you've got an enchanted ring.
Yes.
There we go.
She says yes.
Took me 10 minutes.
Good job.
And now we got it.
That's what I need more information
You have an enchanted ring.
Yeah!
Let's go find some more information about that.
Yeah!
Okay.
Is that it?
High five. Like air five, and then we just like walk out.
Fair enough.
We're gonna
go find some more information.
Cool. Where are you going to
They can-
Do we need to make a perception check to try and find a place that would know about enchanted rings?
What do you guys know about where you go for that?
Literally, the only other place in this town that I'm aware of is that alchemist shop.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
It's not a shop, remember? It's a laboratory.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
the one that I have a key for.
Yeah.
What?
Remember all the way on like the first or second thing when we got a key?
No, I meant like, hey, what a coincidence! You have a key. We could go to the place. It'd be great.
We could.
It's perfect. Let's go.
Should we wait for people?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Don't
We're
do
gonna
it.
be so dead.
She will get
You
you
have no
killed.
idea where it
happened
is.
to him?
And the messenger boy's not outside the inn.
Ah.
Blog's just super excited.
There's a certain problem here, you notice.
I would ask if I could roll survival, see if I could find my way there, but
There's very little tracking to be found to this location, and it's in the middle of a busy city, so I'm going to say
Okay.
your survival skills just are not possible.
I'm gonna grab the nearest person and be like, intimidating them into telling us where it is. Where's the alchemist shop? You.
can I also, while he's distracting
He's
me,
like, which
intimidating
one?
him?
The person that you're gonna intimidate, they're just like, which one? You don't have to intimidate them, they're just kind of like, meh.
I want
know.
to steal from him too.
The shop.
Like the sound in Sim Farm that's like, wait, and you fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I try and steal
I
something
remember literally
from
nothing
him?
about this shop, guys.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Here we are again.
At 60.
All right, yeah,
alchemist
you fish out,
isn't there.
a small pouch, couple gold coins.
Yay!
He's got
Like
It's not-
2?
Like 3.
3.
I know that.
Congrats.
You
Thanks.
said you knew literally nothing about it,
Oh.
so I was telling you the thing that I remembered.
Oh, I do remember that.
And as you guys are going to do that, we're going to finish up this conversation because I need to take a break in a moment.
Okay.
All right. So I'm getting really tired of being intimidated and going nowhere around with this thing. So I'm gonna slam my hands on the table. And I'm gonna stand up.
Intimidation check.
No, I'm not trying to intimidate.
Now you're going to have to do one because you slammed your hands on the table and you're trying to like.
I'm frustrated. I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm just,
Oh, interesting.
So out of some frustration, just gonna slam my hands on the table. I'm gonna stand up because I'm only a 13-year-old halfling. Probably doesn't do much.
You're still not taller than her.
No.
And she's sitting down.
I would probably be the same height as if I was sitting down. And I'm gonna say, alright, old madness from that, I don't care. The one thing we got in common is that we want to try and get your son back. The point is, we're trying our darn hardest, and we've gotten about far further than anyone else has. Now, I'd really appreciate some help here, because just... And then I'm at a loss.
She's like as hard as you know.
It's gonna be fun.
She doesn't really clarify
Yeah,
how.
more tanky than I was before.
But she's also like, look, my son's missing.
I know.
The vial is always a danger. I need my son returned.
It's about time.
You are searching for me. It's like, I don't have search leads that I'm paying you for.
Well, looks like
She's like, I'm
She's
paying you
not
so that you can find him for
Not
me.
so that-
I'm busy keeping the city from falling into chaos. She's like, people are missing. The old madness is always resurging. And I need you to find my son.
I'm like out of nowhere. I mean, oh, I remember. We could try going to the alchemist shop. Maybe we could find more stuff there. Nothing's really happening here. We can't. Nothing's really working here.
Really couldn't hold that in until after.
I just had an epiphany. I can't just hold it in. If I hold it in, it'll just go.
I like this like natural Nokia persona that you have. Like, I feel like it's half out of you and half out of actual character. I love it.
I'm just trying to think out of context here if this is... between the library and Bogdan, as I get the feeling like we're supposed to be getting something out of her, but we're not getting anything out of her. And is that just because I'm failing everything, or because we get something out of her later and we're supposed to go someplace else? And I hate to be wasting time with something that's not going to go anywhere.
Ask her
I
for a
think
record. Ask her for a record. What? Huh?
As for what?
Nothing.
No matter.
You can metagame that because they might have forgotten.
So there was something about how they had this big library that kept records on everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
you went on
You
your
should ask her
library.
if
Yeah,
you can
that
access that.
No,
confirmed
they have the
that.
records.
I
Alright,
do.
I'm off.
True. All right. Well, then I'll say,
I must say I left
Fair
that
enough.
on like a little thing that talked to you.
yeah, can we at least have access to your library to try and find information so that we can get to your son?
She kind of looks for a minute. There's a bit of pensiveness.
Oh,
She kind of just clenches her fist again. She says, "Fine, go." You know, she kind of like flicks the door with a mage hand. She casts it, flicks the door. It opens. You know, there's a kind of a shadowy person. She kind of like tosses a note to them. Good job, by the way. And they kind of read it. They just kind of like, they kind of gesture to you. And she's just like, "Do find my son, though."
we're working on it. Promise you.
You know, and then she kind of ends it with like, "Or at least 10,000 people died for nothing."
Hey,
what?
I know.
Just slip that in
We
there.
want to make sure that 10,000 people more don't die.
Oh, it's more than that at stake.
Yeah.
And she just kind of waves you guys out.
It's super ominous.
Okay.
You already went to a massive crypt full of bones and horrible mentions of great dangs and things. I mean, it's not much more ominous than that.
Yeah, all 10,000 people for one child.
Is that how it's supposed to work? I don't think it's.
Oh, it
I
is.
think it's a sacrifice
All right.
that would
So
unleash the thing.
Oh,
if we go to this library, I'm assuming is in the castle somewhere.
Yeah, basically. So you go back into the castle. There's this person leading you, leads you down a whole bunch of stairs. There's actually a whole bunch of really weird twists in it. As you start to go through, you realize this place is basically a labyrinth. It is built that you could get lost and probably die of like starvation. Just tunnels and walls and actual almost secret doors behind stairs and under things. And you kind of really better keep up. And so, but you manage to because this person basically casts prestidigitation, and you know that the little snaps, little kind of lights, kind of bring you with, and eventually they bring you down kind of this massive spiral staircase that's just hidden. You would never have found it, and there's this sort of old doors, barred. There are two kind of more robe-y figures, you know, just very dark. These ones, however, are not wearing just regular brown sort of things. These are wearing black robes. They kind of address the person in the robe. There's a bit of movement, maybe some secret hand gestures, and things like that. Things that are very quiet, that are done really quickly, but you only get the barest glimpses of it. And then these two figures just open the door, and you guys are in, and it's this incredibly dark, kind of musty place. There are tons of books, and they are just sort of like this grand thing of just books away back for like hundreds of feet.
This is no way to treat a library. Dank in here.
a lot of books.
Ill-lit and
I don't want to read that.
You know, the person who's come with you, they use their spell, they like to clap for it, and they light this small kind of, you know, fairy fire sort of thing that provides light but no heat.
Okay. Well, I'll turn to the person and ask him if he has any idea what books regarding deeper, I guess, in like the vial and going deeper in cultisty things.
He kind of motions, takes you around a few shelves. It's a bit zigzaggy, and kind of brings you to a few specific ones, draws them from the shelves, and kind of carries them kind of towards you, but doesn't actually give them to you. Kind of leads you to a small table where you place it on them, and they kind of like turn the pages for you.
Okay. Anything within these pages and turning and scanning the book that would give us clues as to what we need to find where Hugh is and what the deeper is.
This whole book is sort of a recounting of certain circumstances and things that happened. Do you know any Dwarvish?
I know Gnomish.
I know
Common and
Dwarvish.
halfling.
So Warren is able to read most of this. It's in kind of the religious and sort of language that kind of religious authorities from.
Let me tell you an exciting tale. Once upon a time, there was an evil. Anyway.
Warren starts to put himself to sleep.
Of this horrific time period when so many people died, nobody could count them all, and that bodies were everywhere, and that people basically slew each other for no good reason. And it was basically like this time where basically there is no other history for it. It's just tons of people died until they dealt with the problem that they spoke of as the vile one. And they dealt with it. It doesn't exactly say like how it was dealt with and like the specifics of how everything happened, but it does say there was this great battles and things fought, people died, you know. It talks about how the vial wasn't slain, but it was bound beneath the town,
Right.
and that the town was really just founded on top to kind of make sure that it stayed.
Oh, I should have been listening to this.
And well, that's most of what you get from this. It does mention a whole bunch of names that this person probably skips through it very quickly for you guys because you probably aren't interested in. Basically, half the book is names.
People who died, probably.
Yeah, recordings of that. Records,
Right.
it might be said. And they kind of pull to a page, and it also talks about kind of the sheer amount of just absolute insanity that happened, and just that no one's really sure what happened. People are still wondering about exactly what happened, why people were there, why are these people killing each other? There are groups, there are names, nobody's sure what. And so this book's talking just about just the most anarchy, like just chaos and war and death.
And this was happening before the vial was
And this
sealed?
is happening before the vial was sealed.
Right.
While
Sounds
it was still
madness.
loose.
And they blame the vial.
Right.
I still
Specifically
should have
for
been
this.
listening to this.
Okay.
That was important.
Well, Notke should have been listening because he's the one that's actually there.
Still just
I was listening
reaching
for the
dead
most
ends.
part.
Listening?
For the
Also
most part.
distracted?
I'm just holding this
Okay.
thing up. I'm not like.
Is there anything in these books about the artifacts that were used to help seal the vial? There was a magic needle. There was the hunter's spear.
The kind of the figure kind of looks at you like, I don't understand what you mean, for a bit. But after a moment, they kind of get the gist. This is more music that would fit the library you're in.
I'm gesturing a lot with my hands, the shapes of things.
Kind
Can't
of,
even hold up the
he
name.
brings out a couple books. This one, the most notable one, is sort of this kind of just rugged leather thing that's old, is all good. And in this, it talks about the Order. This is a history of the Order itself. And it talks about how Lady Adelindis was part of the Order, how, you know, each of these major members played significant roles in the Order, and how the Order is what does, you know, kind of led the destruction of the Vial and managed to bring order to this whole chaos and death that was going on. And it does talk about some of their major creations and things that they had built or designed. It talks about, you know, a magic needle, and, you know, basically a magic needle
So I'd,
born
like,
of blood.
Stop and I look real close at that needle bit because I want to know what the heck is this.
There's not a ton about it because it just doesn't have much listed. And you can kind of think that maybe the quartermaster kind of didn't want to record all the details about the needle. But it does talk about the spear of Sven.
No, wait, you said the needle something about blood.
It does mention blood. It means it was born of blood, and that its power, you know, it comes from blood, and that it's a needle of mending, true mending, is what it was supposed to be called. Like, that's what the quartermaster named it.
How he got it so
But it doesn't really describe what that means. Then it also discusses the sphere of Sven.
The sphere of Sven. Mm-hmm.
No, that's. It's probably got like a spelling error or two. And it just talks about how the Spear of Sven had a whole chaotic history and how the Spear of Sven was one of the key weapons used in the final confrontations, and that it didn't actually deal any like fatal blows to anything except for the Chosen. It refers to the Chosen, but it doesn't describe them in detail as much as it describes that the Spear of Sven is always paying a price. And it talks about the Order and how their entire thing was built on the idea that in order to gain something, you have to pay something at least worth that much.
That explains the needle a little bit.
You know, and then it also talks about a book, the Red Letter Book, the book of things best left forgotten. And, you know, knowledge paid for in blood. And it talks about all sorts of things like that. There's the crown of, you know, the Red Crown is what it's called. And it talks a little bit about it, but mostly it's just like, in order to use the Red Crown, first you must understand what it's like. Too, and then it just kind of rubs off and it's been kind of erased and there's a whole bunch of edits and like, but in the end it's basically just been erased. There's just black ink all over the thing and it's just like, should not be used. And then, you know, there's a few things like that, but for the most part that's almost all of it. There's 2 more artifacts I think I haven't mentioned, right?
The sword is one.
Spear.
It's the sword and the staff.
Yeah. It talks about the staff. The staff is Lady Adelindis' staff.
Okay.
That's what it's mentioned. It's very clearly labeled. It's basically... It's called the Spine. Is what she basically called it. And it's called that because she actually took it from a dragon. And she basically ripped its spine out and managed to fashion it into a staff. And there's kind of some weird things about it, but she basically didn't let anyone write any like actual powers it has. And it also talks about the sword. This sword is, you know, basically, you know, the sword of the martyr. It's like the whole idea is every time that you would need to use this sword, it is dull, except for when you truly need to use the sword. In which case it is the sharpest weapon you could ever own. At least that's what the person in very bad handwriting wrote. Probably the Grand Marshal himself. It also, like in these books, it also talks a little bit about just the sheer kind of the atrocities and things happening, and also that the entire Order had to do things they aren't happy about, you know? That just like everything is worth doing, you know, for the cause.
The ends justify the means. And
Very much so. There's a lot of that.
They're a little guilty about it, but they felt they had to do it.
You know, and in these books you do realize that not every death was the Vile's fault. You also read hundreds of entries of just accounts of like, you know, we found these people, they had to be slain. You know, we found this person was unsalvageable. You know, they like this and this and this and this, and it's really, really grotesque in some of the descriptions.
Grotesque in what way? Were they monsters like the 12-armed thing?
There are so many, it's just varied things on top of varied things. People that shouldn't be in places they are. People that aren't actually the people they look like. You know, a person that's not a person at all, but is in fact an illusion entirely. Or, you know, a bunch of people that were supposed to be dead that decided not to be. You know, things like that are just very... And these people basically had to put those down because it reports multiple accounts of just the sheer amount of untrustfulness of anything strange that could be had. It's like reading about something horrific and terrible. It's kind of like reading about the Holocaust, really. It's not very fun.
Something we don't want to try and happen again.
No, and you can kind of get a feel of why Lady Ellen just doesn't like to talk about it, and why especially she doesn't really want it happening.
Which is understandable, but she doesn't. We obviously don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
I really don't think that she feels the artifacts are necessary to saving her son, just for slaying the vial. Yes. Saving her son is probably going to trigger something, and she does want to.
You also know that the artifacts were not used to slay the vial or entirely to seal the vial. They had uses in the entire fight, but they were not necessarily mentioned as like, these are the holy relics that did the job, as much as they are the greatest pinnacles of achievement each person managed to create of these 6 pivotal figures of the Order.
We obviously need to use what we do have to get somewhere deeper. I guess with my meeting with Bogdan, all I was saying is we were missing 2 artifacts. And she just told me where I could find the 2 artifacts. She didn't say necessarily that we needed those to still get deeper to find Hugh.
I see.
I haven't been listening.
You would like to remember that Bogdana, while she is eminently useful, is just going to answer what you either really need and don't want to hear, or what you really want to hear but don't really need.
I was thinking that we needed okay, so I guess
there was a mention of the Tinker shop, right?
The alchemists, yeah.
Sorry, why do I keep saying Tinker?
Yeah, that's what I said in the middle of the meeting.
He was a tinkerer. They didn't mention he was a tinkerer as like a pastime. He made all sorts of, constructs and shapes, but he didn't necessarily that wasn't all he did. He also did alchemy, and he did the sciences, and he was kind of the local madman in a lot of ways.
All things considered, that monster thing that was in the mansion had the key to this guy's shop. So, I mean, there's some relation with everything there, so... I mean, I'm just trying to think. From our first encounter with Bogdana, she said we needed to go to the temple because in order to get deeper without things killing us, that was where we needed to go. We found some stuff there, so maybe what we got into the temple is enough that we can, I guess, now go through the alchemist. I don't know if the alchemist should go, but it's the only other lead we've got.
Well, we're going.
Yeah. What do you think?
Just saying.
He's definitely voting alchemist shop, so...
I'm probably going to have to go with it too, because at this point everything is trying to steer me away from Lady Adelindis until we can get her son back.
Well, we tried the Lady Adelindis.
We did. I tried
the
dang hard too.
You tried really hard. I'm actually rather impressed.
I tried really hard.
So what did you say? Well, make like a baby and head out?
Yeah!
Wow, that was some imagery I really did not need.
I approve of this message.
I'd say I'm going to make like a tree and leaf, personally.
I actually think that one's the more painful of the 2.
Ah.
Okay. So we are probably all going to meet up at the alchemist shop. At this point.
We can find our way there.
All right.
So as you guys leave, you're going to be shown out by this figure, this kind of agent of Alindis. They give you like a small kind of notebook of sorts, and it's written entirely in like very kind of coded dwarvish.
Coded dwarvish.
I said thieves can't.
I distinctly heard biscuit come out of your mouth.
It doesn't know thieves can't, so can't tell. You do know that there's thieves can't marks in this that do have like little notes, but basically it's a little compendium of everything in the records you might want to know. Ooh. And they kind of provide this small notebook to you, and they kind of give you this like, they're just like, don't lose it.
I just want to be useful.
Okay.
They kind of say that, and that's the first thing they've ever said, and that's...
Can I snatch the book and take it?
They're giving it to you, yes.
To me or us in general?
They held out the book and you took it.
Yes, I will take the book.
And then they lead you right out, and it's a lot faster to get out when you have someone who knows the quick ways out. And, you basically find yourself out pretty quick. 5 minutes of walking through weird staircases and boom. You're out basically in the gatehouse.
Alright, so I'll take my stuff back. Do I need to roll again to see if I can mount the Mastiff?
No, the Mastiff's fine for today.
Okay.
Mastiff's compliant.
Okay, this is good. So I'll get back on the Mastiff, and I guess we'll head off to the alchemy. Well, we'll try and find where these...
You don't even know I'm alive.
Yeah, I guess we'll
So
go
for
back.
a moment, there's this little running sound, and there's Jacob there. And he's just so tired.
Poor child.
And he's like, I heard you went to... I know you went, because he's right outside the gate, basically. He's like, okay.
This
He's
child.
like, where are we going?
We need to find our other companions.
The thing that the messenger can't help us with.
I know,
We're
right?
looking for the alchemist shop.
He's like, I can lead you right there, but it's been locked for months.
Which is why we need our other companions.
All right.
Perfect.
Does anybody have like a tracking spell or what?
So while that stuff's been going
We're
on,
just gonna
we've
walk
been
around
just wandering.
You wandered aimlessly through
This has
the
been going on
town.
for a long
You've
time.
encountered a whole bunch of people who are just as royal as you are.
How many people does it take to intimidate till we get there?
And how many people can I steal from?
Hold on
Not a
one
lot of
second.
people know the way to this person's laboratory, and they've been gone a while, so a lot of people are just like,
What's the messenger guy's name?
Jacob.
Okay, so what if I tried intimidating all of them to tell me where Jacob was? Then I can use Jacob to get.
You tell one of them where Jacob was, I just saw him run to the castle. Everyone knows you.
Alright, so I think we would probably be tracking down Jacob so he could in turn.
So you guys
I'm just following you.
We're just like, tell me where it is.
Hey, you guys
Tell me where it
walk
is.
sort of towards the castle, and as they kind of walking up, you guys encounter each other. Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
guys.
Q, you're still alive.
I am still
This
alive.
is good news.
What about you?
I am. What's the
very
word?
frustrated.
I'm mentally
I'm gonna come up and like hug you.
and verbally exhausted. Yes, I need the hug. Thank you.
Blog in a rare moment of breaking his shell of confidence and stuff, is like nods his head like, I understand.
it's quite the party.
Yeah.
The rest of the town's having a party, by the way.
It's like I tried. I thought I was onto something, and I realized I wasn't.
You're okay.
Yeah, I tried.
You're special to me.
I'm special to
Here,
everybody.
I'll give you a potion to smash. How about that?
I don't want to smash
It'll make you feel better.
potion.
Smashing things makes you feel better.
Well, it doesn't for me. No, I need like a charisma boost or something.
So he leads you to the alchemist's laboratory if you want.
Okay.
Everyone's well rested, and here we go. So he
Now the
brings you-
campaign really
there's a whole bunch of different
Now?
routes. There's actually little stairs you have to kind of follow to get to it from where you are.
Okay.
I'm amazed that
And
this
it's basically
child
there are tiers
where to
on the
go.
hillsides that go down of city and houses that you kind of weren't aware of because this city's kind of vertical in a lot of weird ways. But basically this kind of just goes down, and then you find it's sort of built into the side of a hill. There's this kind of really kind of a bit out of place building. It's got a roof, it's got some windows, but some of the windows look like they've been cracked and repaired and cracked and repaired, and not with the same kinds of glass and really cheaply. There's this door. This door has this ornate sort of metal framing that makes it really complex. It's hard to tell what's going on, but there's not really people here. This is sort of quiet, and this building is just dark. And he's like, that's the workshop. That's the laboratory. That's where Magnus did things.
Alright, thank you.
Magnus still alive?
I
don't know.
It's been 3 months.
Oh.
Thank you for your assistance, peasant. Back in my blog persona.
So, as he says peasant, I'll turn to Jacob and I'll pat him on the shoulder and be like, I really appreciate your
Ooh.
helping us, and I'll
If he
give him 5 copper pieces.
I'm just looking around for good music. And so he goes, he's like, okay, he likes money,
can I secretly ask him if he knows any places to find information on enchanted rings?
He kind of gets the corner of his mouth a bit when he says this, and he does a little thieves' cant as well. And what he tells you that if you want to check out magic things, you should always talk to the collector.
I need to talk to the
Since
collector.
I know thieves can't, I overhear this and know also.
You only see
Someone
part of it.
first.
Thieves' cant is incredibly complex, but you hear enough to hear collector.
Okay.
And so you know that she's talking about artifacts, kind of maybe, through lip reading. So artifacts collector, that's what you know.
Okay, if he's gonna say that in Thieves' Cant, I'm gonna ask in Thieves' Cant where I can find him.
And he replies, in the market. Go past a few stalls, look in the corners. The collector's easy to notice once you can actually look where things are usually out of sight. And,
Luck's in there watching him like, what?
It's really fast. Blog would see them just go kind of like, just kind of.
I know, that's why he's sitting there like.
In fact, it looks like Jacob's just like, kind of just like, But to you, it's like, go this way, do this,
Yeah. Do a thing.
But
Cool.
to most people, it would look like just confused gibberish hand gestures. And,
Thanks, fam.
You've got the key, let's do this thing.
Yeah!
Alright, so you bring the key up, and there's not really a keyhole in the door. There is, in fact, this sort of sideways slot for the key. It looks like the key shape, but it's like sideways.
I guess I'll try and put the key in sideways.
You put the key basically onto the door, and it just kind of sits there, but it looks like it kind of makes a little lever.
That's
Pull
clever.
it like a lever.
As you kind of pull it, it kind of comes out just a little bit, and then there's clicks and clicks and clicks, and there's lots of little like gear things moving, and it's just this really overly elaborate way for the door to just like basically just sort of swing inward. And it kind of pulls away and leaves the key in your hand.
Yes, I keep the key.
No, you keep the key, and then the door's open, and
I want to keep this
but
one.
you do hear clicking, and so the door goes all the way open, and it slows down, but then it hits, and it then starts to close really slowly.
I am
Log's like,
getting
tally
inside.
ho!
Okay.
All right.
I follow right behind him.
Yep.
Everyone goes in.
Can I take the dog in?
You can absolutely take the dog in.
I'm
The
gonna
dog
raid.
goes with you into the.
I'm gonna raid the dog in.
laboratory. You're gonna try to ride the dog in, okay.
Well, I'm already on the dog. I was riding him
Fair
here.
enough. I know, I just think it's interesting you want to go cavalry inside buildings. Anyway,
Well, I finally got on the
everyone
thing.
goes into the building, and then, the door's starting to close behind you. It's halfway closed, but it's gonna get there eventually.
Cool.
And, we're all starting to hear loud clicking. This entire place seems to be full of cogs and wheels and clocks. The walls are built of gears.
Okay. Well,
In fact, it's like someone didn't even bother building walls.
before we delve into here, I'm going to
put
make
your
mention
fingers
so
in
that
it.
you know I do have Dungeon Delver, which gives me an advantage on all of my perception and investigation checks for hidden doors. I've got advantage on saving throws to avoid and or resist traps. I also have a resistance to damage from traps. And I can search for traps at a normal pace. I don't have to be going really slow.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
Draw a thing.
I should plug mine in, but I don't have the
No.
charger.
This is where you guys are.
You're gonna make perception.
USB Type-C.
You can absolutely roll perception.
That's the charger I have.
Give me perception.
Type-C.
Oh, that's not bad. What's my perception? 15.
Unfortunately, only got one.
Okay. You
You
notice
should charge your
tons of
mine's for
gears.
now.
That's the biggest thing about this whole entry hall. There are chairs, and those chairs are never at the same level. They are all just slightly clicking and moving because they're all built of gears and whirls and things that shouldn't be in chairs. There's a small table, kind of bounces up and down every now and then. It's connected to maybe a shaft that goes into the floor. But other than that, this is sort of like an entry hall to a house.
Warren is just picturing like trying to have tea on that table and your tea just keeps sloshing up as it keeps moving.
All right.
I'm gonna go down the hall, man.
Yeah, me too.
We're here.
Smart people are really dumb.
Tally ho!
We'll let Gal go first and step on the next spike trap. Speaking of which, whatever happened to that itchy bandage?
Oh, it's still on if he hasn't taken it off.
He's always
Is it-
just itchy.
Is it itching even more so than it was before?
No, it really hasn't been.
Huh.
Any diseases he has is a totally different story. It kind of turns in. There's 2 hallways. You know, classic stuff. They kind of go left or right, and it kind of goes back, as far as you can tell. You know, there's basically even more branches.
Oh boy, this is just a giant maze.
Let's go left.
Go, go, go!
Which way's left?
For glory!
I'm gonna follow him.
Is that left or that right?
We're going.
Because that's my right.
I assume that I'm behind Grog.
Okay.
Sure. As you guys are coming into this room, you see a
Don't leave me in the
great
back. That's
kind
the
of
wrong
spinning
character.
gear in the middle of the room that actually
The other
might
short person.
block you from like going through the middle. It's this kind of this big rotating thing. In fact, you guys can draw the map for this. I'll just see how inaccurate it is and laugh.
Technically, I have cartography as a skill.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe Grog should do this.
I should be drawing everything.
I'm sorry. This whole gear just turns every couple of seconds, and that's mostly what this room looks to be for.
Okay.
But you're not really sure what this whole gear thing is for. Like, why is there a giant gear just sitting in the middle of the room?
A little perception.
Good idea.
If you want to.
Or investigation. Can
That
I
would
do
be-
investigation on the gear?
Yes. Roll investigation, please.
Ah!
Roll perception if you want.
I had 21 on perception.
21. You see this grand gear. The walls here are less gear, but still lots of gear. It looks like there's a fetish here.
I got
You
22.
sure it's a fetish and not the... Because that word is often mistaken for, like,
A grand passion for gear.
I got a 22 on investigation.
Jokingly called a fetish, I think.
And, yeah, so as you investigate, you notice that there's a large axle this connects to. There's clicking from it. It's like this connects to something else. And you do notice that there are other gears that are not connected to it, but could be moved into position to also move with this gear.
well, let's...
How many other gears?
There is one on the left and one on the right.
I want to try and move the gears.
They're a bit heavy, but you managed to swing one out. Do you want to connect them?
I want to try and connect one, yes.
All right, which one, left or right?
Left.
All right. As you put the one on the left,
I like left.
it snaps as the two hit. There's this kind of clank that's just, it's not sounds you're used to, that's for sure. And then there's this sort of, and you hear things moving in the walls, but you're not sure what.
Now, there's one on either side, so the one on the left can also be moved into place, or is it going to
one on the
replace?
The one on the left was moved in. The one on the right
Okay.
can also be swung into place.
Okay.
Do it.
Based
I'll,
on Koo's investigation.
yeah, I'll go move the one on the right.
Alright. As you do, it just kind of swings into place as well. There's clicking and clacking and all sorts of camera noises. And, kind of from behind you, you hear this song, chink, 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 and it just keeps going.
Behind us?
Yeah. Alright, let's go check the other room.
I'm standing
Wait,
behind
is
us.
this all that's in this room?
Yeah, is there any other entrances or extras?
Not really entrances or exits. It's,
If there's any hidden doors, I got the... What's it for that?
you get
You'll
advantage.
have to
Yeah, but you only get
roll for
advantage.
that. Yeah.
True.
Good, yes. Unbeatable, no.
Okay.
There aren't any hidden doors there, by the way, if in case you're wondering.
Okay.
Let's go to the other room.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
check out the other room.
Us little people are like, what? I'm a teaker, so this makes sense.
All right, other direction we go.
I think Koo's really excited about gears.
Gears are pretty chill.
Because she does have proficiency.
So it's over here.
What indeed?
This one's a similar shaped room. I don't know if I left enough space for it, sorry.
Yeah, it's
This one has kind of it's a weird thing. There's a sort of a ladder that's supposed to go down, but there's a problem. The ladder is currently up, and there's just sort of a pit beneath the ladder.
Draw Pokemon style.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of levers on the walls. Just
how many?
There's about 5. And there's this kind of thing written in Gnomish on one of the walls.
Oh my gosh, I'm gnome!
I can read Gnomish
I can
too.
read it!
So can I.
I want to read it first.
Fine.
Are you sure? Do you know Gnomish and Dwarvish?
I don't know Dwarvish, I know Gnomish.
I'm the one that knows Dwarvish.
Right, there's just so many languages to keep. I actually have this whole puzzle
Guys.
written down.
There's 5 levers and 5 of us. We should all pull the levers at the same
I
time.
don't want to
wait,
pull
let
any
me
levers
read what
that are
it says
gonna-
in
Yeah,
Gnomish
let's
first.
not start any more death
There's always
traps.
a read the instructions before you assemble the robot.
Before you start.
I expected that from them and not from you.
I like
This
reading.
caution is new
Girl.
to me. Okay.
Boy, my intelligence modifier is 4. I love reading.
Mine is a 1.
And it's not because you've learned
Mine's a
some things
0.
from experience.
Nope.
It's just
My
'cause you-
wisdom is 1.
Ooh, there's
all book
there's a
smarts.
Warren character now.
Anyway,
And he's got a stunt.
So it's written in kind of this whimsical.
get into
It
battle,
doesn't
this one
translate
will-
to our normal,
I really like this one.
common.
That was really solid.
Unfortunately, it's sort of a
Very heroic.
Gnomish rhyme.
no.
It's a Gnomish child's rhyme, actually,
Yay!
about mice and mouse holes. And the cat that eats 4 mice.
5
Uh-oh.
minutes, actually.
4.
Does anyone have detect
And the one
trap?
mouse who eats the cat.
Right, so we gotta put
Well, I
the
can
one
detect magic, but it takes 10 minutes of dancing
Let's
bells.
open it.
It's not magic, I don't think.
Basically,
Yeah, I don't
the
think
idea
it's
is there's
magic.
5 mice, alright?
5 levers.
And there are, 5 levers. Hey, what do you know? And
What?
the whole idea is one mouse is strong, one mouse is smart, one mouse is handsome. It's
One mouse is not.
Sounding letter too. They all have the same letter sound. It's really beautiful.
One is
One is, wise, and one is fast.
oh gosh, this looks like just like those. Strong, fast. What were they?
Handsome.
Handsome,
Smart and wise.
smart, wise.
Yeah.
What's the
Especially one.
Constitution one?
It's
There's none
not
of it.
included. It's not a known thing. Anyway,
Wait, then what were the 5?
Everything but Constitution.
everything but Constitution, so strength is.
Oh, right.
Okay.
There's 6 there, not 5.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Is
Right.
there...
And it talks about how, the strong mouse, gets eaten. It talks about the smart mouse getting eaten. It talks about the fast mouse getting eaten. And it talks about, the handsome mouse getting eaten.
Sorry,
Only the wise
Grog.
mouse doesn't get eaten.
Naturally.
And the wise mouse eats the cat. And basically, each of these levers is a bit shaped differently. One's thick, one's long, one's bent. In just sort of a, ornate way. There's also one that's like very, very pretty. It's made of gold.
Well, it's not that one.
The thick one would be the strength.
And there's one that's broken, or at least part broken.
Glug is
just
really trying to
really,
control
really
himself from
fragile
pulling
looking.
all of them.
What?
He's really trying to control himself. He wants to pull all of them.
Don't do it.
Glug is really
I mean,
feeling
you
it.
can if you want to
Wants to pull
die.
all of them.
Sounds
If
good.
you want to die, go ahead.
I want to be eaten by a kitty cat.
But wait till we're out of the room.
Okay, so investigation check. I rolled a 17. Am I correct in assuming that just say yes or no? That the thick one represents strength. The
That might be an
strong one.
insight check even, but
That wasn't it. I thought that was an inside check.
I think you investigated.
Yeah, you did an investigation.
At least
Right,
that's
got
what
it.
I heard. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is meant to be an investigation check. Okay.
Investigation's more about how things work.
Are there any-
related to each other?
Are there any gnomish words around the levers themselves?
There is a letter above each of them.
Yes!
That I wouldn't know, but you guys need to read it.
They're all. Every single one is a S, actually. But each of them has this small little modifier that exists in Gnomish to show that it's like an S with an A, or an S with an E, or an S with an I, or an S with an O, or an S with a U.
Okay. Which one
There's
is
no
which?
Well, it's SA over the thick one, SE over the long one.
Hold on,
I-
slow.
Wait,
Slower.
wait.
So, hold on.
So
S-
A over the thick one.
S-A?
E over the long one.
I over the bent, the one that's really finely bent
Okay.
and kind of really fits in your hand. The ornate one is SO, and the fragile one is SU.
Okay.
Alright, it means.
Do I know, since all of these letters in this rhyme, like it talks about the wise and the strong and the, do I know which letters go to which words?
You would know that, yeah, you would know those, to a degree.
I think it's pretty
I am
clear.
gnomish.
It's pretty clear that the one that's kind of broken is the wise one, so I'm gonna go pull it.
No.
Well,
Can
so,
wait for just a second?
You guys are all having way too much fun trying to go fast. Anyway,
No, Blog just
you would
wants to
know
glory.
that, SA is strong. Is how you begin the gnomish word for strong. SE is how you begin the one for fast.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking now.
Actually, let me rearrange that. The one that's ornately bent is the one you would refer to as smart.
The one that's bent is smart.
Yeah, the one that's ornately, that fits perfectly in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's really gold and shiny, that one's, handsome. You're well aware of that. The fragile one is actually the one that would be referred to as fast. And the one that's actually just long is the one that's referred to as wise.
Interesting.
Wait, so the long one is wise.
Yeah.
What was the broken one?
Fast?
Alright, let's pull the long one then.
Yeah, Mr. Go straight for the fast one before we finish looking at the puzzle.
I think it still was
You're
wise.
welcome.
I would love to move away from Grog as he pulls that fast one, the long one.
As I pull a
Be like,
fast
go
one,
for it!
I'm gonna pull a fast one on you guys. Ah.
Alright. You pull the long one, and as you're pulling the long one, it extends more and more. And it just kind of pulls out of the wall with you, but it's still connected. It just pulls out a long way. And as you do, you pull it all the way down, and then this massive, kind of almost bladed hand thing comes right out and slashes right where you were. Just over the ladder hole. And then it goes back into the wall, and there's just more clicking. And the ladder starts to just click down.
Okay, because we were the wise ones, the lever pulls out, and we moved away from the cats.
Ah. Okay.
Interesting.
Cool, and it's going down?
Did
That
not.
is going
and they
down?
just slash you
We're
where
good
you
to go?
stand.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
I was standing out in the hallway the whole time.
You can retcon as much as you want, because, it's not like you were in danger anyway.
I deliberately, moved my
I
figure.
was assuming so.
Alright, so
Okay.
So we going
get on
down
the ladder?
the ladder? Can we ride the ladder down?
You can absolutely try.
okay, so what's the bottom of the ladder?
There's sort of this kind of large circular room, and large by like 20 feet in diameter.
Okay.
The kind of place only a madman could truly build and want to live in.
The incessant clicking alone. How would you ever see?
Some people like incessant clicking, don't judge.
I'm jigging. I'm jigging hard.
Something like that. Okay.
Alright, actually, I have to do a little doodle. Okay, there we go.
We solved this puzzle.
Yeah, you did.
I had it totally in the back, guys.
You were going to pull the wrong
Well,
one.
you did the fast way, and I was like, I did that on purpose, but okay.
Did you want us to die?
No, I just want to see what happens. Anyway, so there's sort of just one hallway leaving this room, and there's not really a whole bunch of stuff down here. It seems like this is just sort of where you go from the ladder.
Cool.
How long is the hallway?
Let's take the
It
hallway.
goes about 30 feet, actually. It's quite a long hallway for somebody's house.
30.
Wait for me! For now! Don't leave me behind!
Don't leave me at the end. Somebody has
I
to
think
walk
Hugh was a little happy about that puzzle. By the way, just gonna say that.
I'm sure you're proud of yourself.
I do know this
Proud about myself, but also
Warren
just
was-
proud about the puzzle.
Warren was going to do
I think that's our first solved puzzle, guys. Like, fully solved puzzle.
I think so.
This is a momentous occasion.
We didn't die. We
This is an
didn't get
aside
hurt.
here. I think every other puzzle we've kind of fumbled through. This is fun.
Yep.
But we almost fumbled through.
But hey, there hasn't been anything shiny. That's probably why it worked.
Well, the whole thing is this dull kind kind of glimmer to it, but it's like, are you really going to try to take the entire thing with you?
I mean, the ornate leather is pretty shiny, I think.
Okay.
There's always the fear of something getting caught and you getting caught in gears.
That's true.
Yep.
I totally missed the lever thing, but also Ku, I feel like, would be really excited about that puzzle.
No, you would be very familiar with it. Your mother used to tell you it before something happened.
Okay.
Before that one thing.
Before she was eaten.
Before she was eaten by a monster.
Oh dear.
We're learning so much
going
about
down this hall.
My character is ridiculous. I love it.
All right. Just gonna head down the hall?
I tried to do a perception check, but it was only a 6.
Can I try a perception
Okay.
check as well?
Sure, if you want to.
Can I
As
ignore
we're
perception
walking.
checks as I run down the hallway?
That's a crit fail, so I don't see Jack.
You see things that
You are
are...
mesmerized by gears. Just so many gears, just moving, and they all go in circles, but some of them kind of wiggle a bit. And then there's axles, and oh my goodness, it just seems to go on forever behind it.
Grog's just super eager to get.
This is the Tinkerer's dream.
glory.
This is the Tinkerer's dream. And now she's quite sad that she hasn't tinkered in anything yet.
Well, okay, interesting. So, the only person who would have been able to detect this is Ku, and she failed. By a crit.
She super
to
failed.
detect?
Well, something you weren't actively looking for.
Okay.
Not yet.
It's too late.
It's too late.
The fort has this weird kind of
Oh shoot.
Is it a
platforms. As you step, they kind of tilt a bit every time you do. And anytime you step on one that really tilts a bit far, one of the gears starts rapidly spinning, kind of behind some of the other ones.
Wait,
And,
through this whole hall that we're all in right now?
Yeah, every other step just causes the rapid spinning. But nothing seems to happen immediately.
Every other step? You mean like every other tile?
Possibly.
Not every other tile per se, but like every fourth tile or so.
So just out of curiosity, what if we all step on those fourth tiles and we get all the gears spinning real fast?
That's
Well, Grog
Sounds like a bad idea.
is
Well,
not
I don't like-
thinking about that. He's just gonna charge down the hallway.
obviously my character's enthralled with the gears, so she's just walking.
Just like, ooh.
Just stand on the one step.
Just like pushing harder on that 4th step just to see if
Okay,
it go
you
nuts.
just run down the hallway.
Oh yeah, Blog is
It's a
just
bit
like,
unsteady, but you manage.
he doesn't
to
care.
do it.
He's ready to go.
He's running,
All right.
I am
For glory.
walking.
Tally ho.
You come to a crossroads, then Grog.
Okay.
Blog. I don't know what I'm supposed to call you since I'm the DM and
King Blog.
I'm immune to your charms.
That's my only title right now.
Okay, fair enough, King Blog.
Long may he reign. Is that what it says? What did I say?
All hail.
All hail. All hail.
All hail King Blog.
You guys just hear like this random bell like grow mouth, like the cowbell starts talking.
Moving on.
Sorry.
Well, Grog notices that in this corridor up ahead, the one that's directly in front of you, lights start to show, and they start to grow in like power. It's this weird thing. It's not a torch. It's an orb. There's just orbs placed kind of every so often, and as you get closer to them and your people start to follow behind, you start to see them kind of flicker the light and then kind of fade a bit and then flicker the light. And
You hear
then
that?
fade
My
a bit.
people. My people start to fall behind.
I told you we need to step on all of these fourth tiles.
Okay.
Say what?
Did you actually say it then?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying, well, what happens if we
Who's like,
step
say
on
what? Oh.
every fourth tile? And then you guys were like, oh, we're too busy walking down the hall.
That's, well,
Well, if
I
your
was
character's
more
gonna
along the
say
lines
it, if your character's gonna say it, then my character will be like, a what?
Blog's in a conundrum because this seems like something that would take way too long. It would not lead to glory. So a part of him wants to just turn ahead.
I mean,
This internal
Nokia,
monologue is going on here.
Nokia, Warren, Q, you guys want to help me step on every fourth
Alright.
tile?
Okay.
sounds like it would activate a trap.
Blog's
Just
gonna
saying.
carry on charging down the hallway. They're
Hold
gonna
on,
step
let us finish.
You're
That sounds like it's gonna start a trap.
If it was gonna be a trap, I think the trap would be set on the first tile that we stepped on.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that we're not dead yet.
Though this is someone's house.
Hey,
so-
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
That said, if we're going to try these tiles, I would like to lay down and hit it.
Yeah.
Or be shorter.
I feel like Hugh's gotten a lot more shrewd as the game.
So I'm gonna play Twister and like put my hand and the
Have you
foot.
actually told anybody
and-
what happened?
Huh?
Your little adventure? You haven't told anybody.
This is
I
probably
can't
why
say
she's
that
more
forever.
shrewd. No one's asked. So.
It's gonna hurt me, because now I have to be patient. Sorry, go, Berl. I'm just...
Alright, we're hitting every tile that...
How many tiles are there that are
There's
tilting
about 4.
Okay, so one for each of us.
Every 4 times.
With a blog up ahead to take whatever hit comes out of this.
There you go.
As you kind of step on them, the lights up ahead just sort of steady a bit. You can kind of see a bit better in here. It's not just dim light. You see the hallway up ahead, and that's just kind of a steady thing.
And if I unstep on it,
Nothing really happens at
Cool.
that point. It just sort of kind of flips back to its original state, and
it stays lit.
Well, this was a 20 perception check. With the new light, can we see anything? Can I see anything?
Up ahead, there's a kind of a room up ahead past the lit hallway. You can kind of see into it, but you're not really exactly sure the entire room because it opens up. Eventually, further ahead, you see a couple suits of armor standing next to another door.
Jeez.
Okay.
Well, what does Grog see now that the light's all
Yes,
bright?
the room.
Yeah. What does Grog see?
The room opens up.
Well, are you going straight ahead, Grog?
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Forge onward, man.
You see a room with suits of armor.
How big is the room?
Oh, it's... Let me think. It's about 30 feet. So 15 left, 15 right, I guess. And so it's more than 30 feet. It's more like 34, whatever.
Okay.
And it's sort of a big, big sort of square. You can do 7 across that way. There's no real side doors that you can see. Just suits of armor that just line all the walls. And they're actually haphazardly placed. Some of them are complete, some are not. Some are definitely the wrong suits and parts put together. One of them is like a really old suit of armor that's like some kind of like ancient hero, but it's slapped on with this modern helmet that's just like super fine, and it just does not look like it belongs. The whole thing is just this hodgepodge of suits of armor that never were intended to be in the same room.
That helmet is super fine.
Super fine.
Super fine.
Like it's just ornately worked to the point of being absolutely useless.
All of this, definitely screams, these are all mechanoids that he made out of spare parts of armor.
But there's no
They're
other
gonna come to
exits or
life.
entrances, right?
No, it's just this big room of armor.
Can I go up to the finely made helmet, wherever
Sure,
it
it's
is?
kind
Where is it?
of, it's in sort of towards the right side from your entrance.
Guys, what if this is like the same thing as the levers?
Alright.
Is there any
There's
script
not
or
really.
anything? No script?
Can I
No
take,
scripts.
would it be investigation check
Roll.
with my advantage to try and find hidden doors?
Sure, roll it.
I got 8, and his advantage, so I roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
9 plus, let's see, well, it'll be 1 either way, wherever it's at.
It's a room full of suits of armor that was made by a mad tinkerer. I mean, you would probably expect something, but you're not sure what.
Alright,
Which one of the
Blog.
so you said these are hodgepodges, and there's some with pieces that don't look right, but all together, does it look like all the pieces are present, and if put in the right order, you would get a suit of armor of a different kind for everyone?
Eventually? I mean, it looks like this is years of hoarding and just absolute, like, trash armor in some parts. Like, basically dumpster diving for armor to make this.
which one of these?
Take the
You
helmet.
can absolutely try.
I'm gonna try stealthily.
Alright, you pull off a helmet.
The gaudy
It
one.
was sitting on top of the other one. There was sort of this metal stick sitting out of the armor that was holding it in place
Okay.
on top, but it doesn't really do anything. You just take this helmet off. You know it's not useless for battle, but someone might pay money for it, maybe?
As she was kind of doing that, which one of these look like the wisest armor?
Give me an insight check for that one.
Insight is 12.
It's hard to know wisdom and metal that's really just like the lie. You really don't get a sense of wisdom from this armor. This is more like madness.
Is there anything else we can see in the room besides the suits of armor?
This is Sparta!
Is there anything else in the room besides the suits of armor?
It's just tons of suits of armor. I mean, there are spare rivets and things lying on the floor, but other than that, like, it's just this almost an armor collection.
Okay, I think at this point Blog would be very frustrated that there's no clear path forward. Just gonna start rampaging.
Cool, I'm gonna move back to the entrance and watch
Start
it.
smashing stuff.
Hey,
My
That way
popcorn.
around.
don't forget me.
So they're all just like dodging away.
I'm gonna peek out and watch him do it.
Okay.
Smash!
So, you're just gonna take the hammer to it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You smash into one of the armor kind of suits, and it just kind of like jangles around a bunch because they're not really like solidly placed where they are to like smash inwards or anything. They just kind of get knocked out of position, and you can kind of tell there's sort of like rungs and stuff hung from the walls and like put on these little metal poles and things, but they're not really like firmly in place to the point where you can't like shake them around. They move rather freely other than being stuck in sort of the same general spot.
Just rampage, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rampage. I'm just gonna keep going around the room.
Banging suits of armor. Like,
Just
it's
eating
pretty
popcorn.
cathartic. They all make sort of little like ringy noises when
All
you hit them. It's
the
really
frustration
cathartic
with
for your
the
bells and
counter earlier.
senses. But yeah, nothing's really happening.
Can we count that as a ritual for me casting the
if everyone
detect
waits 10
magic?
minutes, yes.
Well, I mean 10 minutes of smashing things and making bell noises.
If everyone's fine with waiting
Okay.
10 minutes, yes.
Are you guys fine with waiting 10 minutes?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. You cast detect magic, and the two statues next to the door do respond with magic.
Next to which door? The one we came through?
No, the one up ahead.
There's a door?
Wait, there's a door?
Oh yeah,
You said there were.
You didn't say there was a door.
there is now.
Well,
The thing is, though,
What
you
kind of
do
magic?
notice that there is in the outline of a door with your magic detection. It's not actually something visible.
Okay.
Let me just put it this way: you failed your check for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I did.
Okay, so there's something coming from the two suits of armor next to the door.
Yeah,
so
and
nobody
the
else
door
sees it.
itself.
He sees it.
You see this sort of door shape,
And what
but it looks like a wall.
Look guys, the door! And you're like, these crazy.
What door?
What do I see about the two that are next to the door?
They are both ringing with magic, and it's the magic of enchantment.
And those two are special ones.
Alright. For the heck of it, I'm gonna pull out that wheel that I found in the other place, and I'm gonna hold him up and see if there's any way I can attach it.
It doesn't really fit in there, but you know, it does seem to match some of the decor. Actually, you notice some of the styles of the gears and things do match.
Is there anything in this room that it does seem to fit in?
Not really, not this room. No,
Not this room.
So
Okay.
I would still be kind of rampaging. Can I smack the ones that are close to the door?
you can absolutely
I'm
try.
gonna smack one of the ones.
Give me an
close to
attack
the
roll.
door. 19 plus whatever.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll damage.
D10, right? Is it D10?
We gonna start something.
Yeah, that's a D10, right?
That's
The DM, we would like the DM to know that none of
D8?
us have come
No.
out
No,
from the
that's a
doorway.
D10. So
Fair enough.
Well, I'm standing.
We're all still in
We
it.
want a D.
that's a D8.
Okay.
One looks at your rhombus.
So that would be a 7 plus my strength, right? Is that right? 7 plus 4, so 11.
Okay, cool. You smack one of the suits of armor, and it basically falls apart. And these kind of this little thing just sort of rolls out of it and just starts like wandering around aimlessly, and that's what it looks like. It just sort of like starts bumping into things. It's really
Those
dizzy.
things before.
So the dizzy.
Yeah.
Shoot! It's Mike Wazowski.
I'm gonna try and talk to him. Hey, who are you?
Let me actually make sure it knows your language.
I'm gonna go up towards the other one while that's happening and do an investigation check. If
It
that's
doesn't speak common, but it makes a whole bunch of little like clicks and beeps and whirs, and it's just like noises.
I'm gonna cast.
But it's really dizzy, like, so it's trying to do that to you, but it's also kind of like looking at the wall.
You've
I'm
ruined
gonna
it.
cast comprehend languages
Alright.
and listen to them. Yeah.
It's
hear
just
the
like,
most
why'd you hit me in the face? And it's just like, where am I? What's this place?
It lost its memory because I hit it so hard.
Well, you're the one who can understand him.
I can only listen to them.
You can tell us what it's saying.
Oh right, I can.
Do you know what it's saying, Nakia?
Yeah. He wants to know why you hit him.
Oh,
He is upset.
well, Blog is very noble. The noble persona.
Very
of Grog.
noble who goes around smashing
So
things.
he will so what use what he learned in the noble house and bow to it, like like one king to another.
It bows back a bit. It's just like, but it does it in this like stiff, like kind of bendy way, and it does it way too many times.
Can I
It
motion?
does it exactly 17 times.
Can I motion to the door like with it like lead on?
And it kind of just walks into the door thing and just starts banging its head against the wall.
You broke it, Grog.
Can I investigate the other magic armor?
You can absolutely investigate. Roll an investigation check.
I would love to. What's my investigation? That is, oh my gosh, 20.
No, not bad. You can tell inside of this armor there's something else in it. More mechanical parts and things, similar to the one that's pounding its head against the door.
I'm gonna tell the thing that's pounding its head on the door to do a dance.
The what?
I'm just gonna say in like common to do a
Alright,
dance.
say it. It doesn't respond because it doesn't know common.
Oh, didn't he say like go?
I just pointed at the door.
Out of curiosity, because the puzzle in the other room was in Gnomish, I'm gonna try speaking to it in Gnomish. And be like, what's your purpose?
Notice has a bit of a high-pitched thing in occasion, so occasionally it just kind of looks at you weird and then starts banging its head against the wall again.
Aye, that's right.
I'll try Dwarvish and Elvish. Like, hello?
Can I go up to the door and
Hello?
investigate that? Or the
It
wall?
knows, like, when you say, what do you say to it in Dwarvish and Elvish?
Hello?
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 It responds in Dwarvish. It's really weird Dwarvish. It doesn't exactly use the rules you know, but you kind of get the gist that it says hello, and then just starts banging its head again.
Stop doing that in Dwarvish. Like, you're going to hurt yourself.
So you have to be close to it to be talking to it, right?
Yeah, I guess I do.
And it
I'm like
says
behind you.
Yeah.
It basically just turns to you and kind of looks at you weird, and then just starts banging you.
Can
I'm
we?
going to pick it up to make it stop doing that.
Alright. You pick it up, and it just tries, but it's just not hitting anything. It's
Can
just
I-
sort of rocking back and
Can
forth
I
gently in your
investigate?
hands.
Can I investigate the door?
That's what I asked.
Oh, did you?
I did, but he didn't say anything.
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Well,
You can
investigate it.
absolutely roll for that.
Yes.
I think both of us are gonna invest.
Both of you roll. Let's see what happens.
14.
13, but yeah. All the same.
There is sort of an outline. It's really hard to see. There's slight little cracks in the kind of the gears that make sort of a door shape. It's just not something you could have noticed from anywhere but right next to it.
Any visible like handhold gears or something?
Is it a magic item, alchemical object, or tech device that I could do a history check on?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
History. That is 9. But I'm proficient in it. So that would be 12.
There's no history to this, though.
Cool.
You've never heard of a door like this.
Cool.
Like you said, any visible like gears that look like handholds?
Yeah, there's not really handles, but there's this kind of weird thing in it where it's like, oh, there's this kind of weird set of things where you could put something or you know.
Can I grab into the other suit of armor that's on the right and see if I can pull the other creature out?
You can absolutely do that. You just do it, though. Like, you can just, like, yank it out.
Come here.
The armor it was in just basically collapses to the side, basically, because what was holding it in place appears to be this little thing. Here's another one.
Okay.
Have another.
Can I
They're adorable.
Can I seek to use it to open the door? Like, as a key, kind of?
You can absolutely try.
Okay.
Alright? We're just shoving it against the wall repeatedly.
No, you said there was a part that looked like you could put something in it.
Yeah, and as you do, you kind of shove this guy against it, and it kind of makes this sort of teapot noise that's just like...
What does it say? Can I understand it?
It's really just yelling, stop.
Stop! Don't do that!
And then he goes, stop! 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 Sorry, bro. What were you going to say?
I was gonna try and do an investigation on the doors and these things in general to see if I can figure anything out of what the heck we're
Sure,
supposed to
give
do.
me a roll.
9 plus, 10.
10, that'll be fine enough. No one's investigated them intensely yet.
The what?
The one that's being slammed against the wall, you do notice that one of its little, like, kind of arms has a little notchy finger thing into it. And the other one has another one on the other, like, the opposite finger. And then in the place where you could put something, there's kind of a little gap for two things.
Okay, well, I'll come up and say, stop doing that.
Stop it.
And I will grab both of the arms of these things that Kirog is holding and Warren is holding, and I'm going to take their fingers and shove them in the little holes.
Well, the first time you try, it kind of fails, and they just won't go in. But when you switch them, yeah, they go in just fine. And then when you do, they kind of locks, and there's this kind of clicky noise as they try to pull their hands out, you know. And then this door starts to be like basically slammed backwards. So basically, the door they're connected to, all the things slams except for these two sort of almost just standing keys on this sort of metal pulls. And they're just sort of stuck there with their fingers, and they're just kind of, one of them's complaining and the other one's just sort of dizzy.
This Tinker is a cruel creator.
All right,
Sticking
so we have a door we can go
inside of
through?
things that they're trapped in. Can I disconnect him? Like either of them from where they're stuck?
Sure, you want to give me an athletics check?
Don't do it. We need to go through the door.
Oh, I see. I'll just check really quick to see. It's hard to make out. 18 plus. Athletics is a thing that I'm good at. And
Okay.
so, 21.
Yeah, easily. Just pop one right out. It notices that instead of it like doing the normal, just pull it out, you just lift them up, kind of raise the hand and just pull it back gently.
There's
and it's
some
fine.
angling.
But because they flail and repeatedly do it the same way, they can't get out normally on their own.
Does the door close?
No, the door's fine.
Oh.
Just lays flat. You also notice that there's actually kind of no floor beneath you. This is sort of a pit you're walking over. The door basically builds a drawbridge over.
Interesting.
So, can I, seeing that, also pull the other one out, too?
Sure, easy.
And then can I put it in my backpack?
It's actually rather big. Like, it's the size of a large child, or...
Can I take it with me?
kind of Berl.
Can I take it
As
with
big
me?
as I am.
Can I take it with me?
You can absolutely carry one of them with
Okay,
you.
I will carry it with me. The one that's dizzy because I feel bad, but also because it will be my first subject in Grogland.
Okay.
Blogland.
Glogland.
Blogland.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Just, make sure to move it with you as you go through the dungeon.
All right, here we go.
And kind of leave the other one behind as it
Come with
kind of
me
just
to
sort of,
Blogland.
kind of wanders around the room, just sort of clickety-clacking and poking suits of armor, and it's actually investigating things as it goes around here. It's looking at things. It's like, And yeah, you guys move on it, and there's this sort of kind of really windy staircase that goes in all sorts of really stupid directions. You're not going to be able to draw this because eventually it's going to go back to a lower floor. Yeah, that's about right.
We are all dizzy by the time we get to the bottom.
That's
Yeah.
my cartography skill.
I want to go
More walls, there's
I
pulleys
see
now.
the staircase and go.
There's even pipes you're
Hey,
starting
Block.
to see.
Hey,
Pipes
Block. Where's you
rattling.
downstairs?
Yes.
So there's burning hot pipes now that start to appear in some of the walls that just sort of rattle occasionally, and you hear hissing steam just out of certain things. But the clockwork and gears remain as well, and this is all just integrated in this mess of things you're not supposed to touch that are just everywhere around you as you go down these stairs.
As we're racing down the stairs.
Yeah, it's well, it's
Of course, he moves faster than I do, so
I'm gonna just follow at a normal pace.
Probably wise.
Can I?
I'm running
At
after.
this point, when I'm
Just erase the
running,
map.
when I'm running, I have that little guy on my shoulders, like a carrying him on my shoulders.
Sure.
Our little magic adventure didn't turn very magical.
What?
Our little magic adventure together was actually very
It
tame.
wasn't really together, and it wasn't really an adventure. Yeah.
We'll
joined
have to
us.
catch it next
They
time.
joined us before we could have our own adventure. This would have gone really well if it was just the two of us. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you think.
We probably would have gotten stuck right there, but
Well, Blog was the one who figured it out.
Figured what?
I feel like it was
Well,
a
he
team
found
effort.
this thing, but I figured
Yeah.
out just stick him in the.
You guys would have probably taken another 20 minutes, like investigating every armor stand as we went around.
So there's basically a walkway that you guys are open onto. There's kind of little ways around it.
Are we starting over there?
Yeah, this is where you'll be.
Great.
You know, from the spooky staircase. It's always spooky.
Greg's in front.
And there's, little platforms. And, there's, that's approximately equal. Which is basically good enough for the guy who made this place anyway. There are these titanic gears just down here, just in these weird positions, and they're just turning. And it's almost like you're over a massive grinder looking thing where the gears intersect, and there's a point where if anything were to fall, there are gears ready to intercept from all sides. There are no handrails. And it's 5 feet across the whole way over. There's sort of, it's going to be wonderful. There's just this far end thing as well. It's just sort of a platform, and there's sort of a ladder kind of hanging down from the end. You can kind of see from here already there's the only handrails at all in the room. And
This does not meet with OSHA standards.
oh, definitely not. Just
So as we come down the stairs, just yell out, "Health inspectors!"
never take me alive. There's a couple interesting kind of pillory things here on each of these platforms, and that's kind of what you see.
We're all the way over here, and we can see down.
I'm assuming
You can
this is
see
all platforms like this.
All
There's no walls.
Open room. Gotcha.
Yeah, and the walls are actually quite far away, but you're in still a room,
So it's kind of
and
something
the
like
gears still apply. How on earth does anyone have time?
Gotcha.
I assume that my character is just super pleased.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of a
I mean,
thing over here.
tinkering, man. She wants to meet this man.
I see what you're saying now, and it's just
Alright,
instead of a pit, it's just gears.
I'm delegating my map drawing powers to you because I can't with this thing on my shoulders.
Alright, well, I want to go investigate these pillars over here.
Yep, same.
Alright.
I will forge on ahead.
There are little buttons of sorts on each of the pillars. And they're just all sorts of different buttons. Each of them has a different number over it that's cut in the numerals of just 1, 2, 3, and 4 just lines.
Just in this room.
Above each pillar, and each platform has a set of 4.
So all
probably
of
just
all
put
of
me
these
over
pillars have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Where are you at, Warren?
I came with you, but I can go over here and push 1 at the same time.
Yeah, let's all press 1 at the same time and die.
Okay, so on 3 you push the button, not after 3, okay?
1.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, you hear this sort of, and then below you, beneath all these grinding kind of sounding wheels and gears and things, it's just, you also hear this noise.
Okay.
But we don't see anything?
You don't see.
Not yet. We got 3 more buttons to do. Let's all go on 2 now.
On
1, 2, 3.
3.
Alright, you do it. You hear it again.
3.
This one's actually starting to give you a bit more clarity. One of them was just sort of down here, one that was over there. Kind of just in each corner, I guess. Each time you do a different one, a different corner has that same sound.
Alright, and we'll do it on 3 and 4 as well.
Alright, you do it. And you're hearing the clickety noises, and nothing seems to be happening that you're aware of.
Probably
all of
underneath
the buttons
desk.
now.
Yes.
Cool, let's go down.
Yeah, I'd say we're ready to go
We're
down.
going down.
It's probably under the grinding gears of doom.
So you guys just kind of climb down the ladder?
Yep.
Alright,
I don't see anything else.
fair enough, I suppose. As you climb down the ladder, you realize that you're kind of like just going lower and lower, and you kind of go past where the kind of grindy gears are and everything, and you kind of notice that you're on this sort of slightly like kind of small hall almost, kind of between this sort of overhang that you were coming from, and beneath it there was sort of this gear pillar that it's on, basically just full of machines and pipes and all sorts of nonsense. But as you touch the floor, you'll notice that it's sort of filled with water. There's about a foot of water, and that's kind of all you can see around the gear pillar. There's a way left, there's a way right, and it just seems to go to the other parts under the room where the grinders were.
Okay, so it's the same layout as this, basically.
Yeah.
The grinders are
You
above
can
us.
see left, you can see right. Yeah, and you're
There's
sort of
about
like,
a foot of water.
and this is sort of really wet that you're on, but you can kind of see left and right, and there's, you know.
Okay. It is not my nature to lead the group, but we should maybe go over. Oh, wait, is there anything in the room that we're in? In passive perception? Anything that notices?
Yeah, nothing you would notice.
Okay.
Hey, some of you guys, Warren, you could communicate with this guy, right? The guy on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Can you ask him where he thinks we should go? Or she?
Which
Yeah.
way do you think we should go? I say in Dwarvish.
We're asking the little guy.
He does not really know, kinda. He just sort of like is just looking around and kind of looks at you and looks around and is like,
His whole purpose was to be a key in the other room. I don't even think he's seen beyond it.
I don't even know if he's ever been outside of that armor.
Exposing him to all the whole new world.
Yeah.
Oh no.
His mind is just blown.
Together with this guy and Jacob, then we will start a new country.
you guys gonna go
I'm gonna abduct them.
around on this lower floor then?
Yeah.
So go to the left.
Somewhere.
Alright.
Berl is feeling a little too dejected and drained from her last encounter with the Lady Linda. She's not thinking
No one's
straight.
interesting.
No, it's kind of interesting.
No, no.
Well, hey, I didn't. Well, yeah, no. I'd just be following everybody. I don't.
You know, there's occasional steam, there's also those occasional water gurgle noises, classic things. You see there was 4 sort of like, almost, you know, sort of portholes and openings that things open up to, kind of, that had dropped water in. They're kind of light waterfalls now, but at one time they must have been filled up because there was no, like, way out. And that's probably what flooded the floor.
So this is an old waterworks that we're in right now. Is that
Of sorts, yeah.
So in that room,
There's also a door that's basically into the thing where you came from, but that one, it's sort of locked. There's like an actual keyhole for once.
Well, we haven't gotten to that door yet. We're just in this
What?
I know, but you can see it.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I try lay said key on said door again and see if it works?
The one that you used to get in here?
Well, it's a regular key.
Yes.
You put the key in, and
Nothing
it
happened.
sits in the door. Do you want to like turn it or something?
Yes, I'm gonna try and turn it and see if anything
It doesn't
unlocks.
actually turn, and kind of resists if you like keep trying.
Okay, I'll take it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out the
Obviously,
layout
I'm
of
trying
this
to see if
place.
it's the right
There's
key.
water. There's portholes. Like these are sealed rooms, or are they?
So here,
Is it all open? Like
Are there
floor
buttons?
It's more like there was a whole bunch of different, like, places for fluids to leak into this room, as if this was sort of like a kind of a sewage or vent place or waterworks or something. There's sort of this middle thing beneath the water that you can barely make out that's kind of this sort of, you'd think it's a drain of some kind.
And that's in the room on the left. Or on that
It's
side.
actually in the very middle.
So I'm
beneath you.
gonna investigate that. Let's see what the. Ooh, I think that's 19.
Yeah, okay, it's a very much the drain cap. You kind of notice this sort of thing before. It's not the most unusual thing to imagine, but it's also like a bit too technological and too complex.
So it's not something you can just lift up.
It doesn't look like it, no.
With that 19 perception, or would that be a new roll for investigation to try and figure out how it works?
No, you kind of get how it works. You do something, usually put some pressure somewhere else, and then a sort of lever will push this up, and then it will let kind of the water drain.
Okay, so let's search around the room and see if there's any fancy levers or buttons or things that could be connected to that.
I want to search the room.
okay, so let's. I'm
I
gonna
had a nat
search
20
there,
on
but I only got a
perception.
7.
Perception, not 20?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what nobody else is noticing is that if you're in this room, there is a really weird glare. Things are slightly disoriented, and there's this massive cube of it.
Oh, no. I know what that thing is.
A massive cube of what?
That's bad. Is
It's
what that
just
is.
sort of this translucent thing. It's almost invisible, but you can kind of see the distortion left behind.
I'll point it out to
And it's
everybody.
slightly sliding down kind of the wall.
I'll point it out to everybody like, hey, looky there. There's something funky.
What's that?
I have seen that before.
It's sliding down the wall.
I remember this thing. It was terrifying.
Do you know what it is, bro?
I'm not in game, but outside of game, I seem to remember trying to use that when I tried to do a D&D campaign that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that thing scares me a little bit.
That should. Anyway,
Maybe
Can I do an investigation check without getting close to it?
yeah, roll a perception check first.
Perception first. Well, that's 13.
Yeah, you don't see it.
Well,
It's
I think
Grog's
it's
kind of
crazy.
pointing at the wall.
I have a plan. I have a plan.
It's invisible. I promise. It's right there.
It starts slowly moving this way.
Would I see it
Okay,
with a
so-
15?
Oh, sorry. Go
15
go
perception,
Warren.
would I see that?
You barely make out this distortion, but you definitely see this cube thing Grog's talking about.
Whoa, there's something there.
am I the only one that can see it?
Yep.
You can probably see the corpse floating around inside of it. I have a plan.
There's something inside of it?
Maybe. Anyway, I have a plan. If it can follow us up the ladder, maybe we can climb up above the gears and see if we can make it fall onto the
Wait,
gears.
did you roll a 20 and did
No,
you
she
roll
hasn't
perception? Roll perception, please.
But we all know that this is a thing that's happening.
Do you naturally trust me?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, you see, that well is what we
I'm just checking, because...
when you actually
I mean,
talk about
Q
things,
will
yes,
go with the
21.
group.
21? You definitely see it. You see this great kind of squarey thing.
You're like, okay,
You know, you just see a couple bubbles in it, too. It's kind of like,
that's my plan. That's my suggestion. I don't know if it can crawl us up the ladder after us.
Is
But,
it on the wall?
It's touching the wall, yeah.
It doesn't. Well, I guess I don't see it yet.
Alright, well, if you guys say we should go up the ladder, let's go up the ladder.
I mean, I'll trust you guys. I can't see it.
It's an invisible force.
Okay, so
Alright.
we try going up the ladder to
Whatever,
see if it
guys.
will follow us up the ladder.
As you guys move towards the ladder, those who have noticed it do notice that it moves towards where you guys were.
I mean,
Oh no.
But as you go up the ladder and get on top, you can't see it anymore.
I don't think it can go up a tiny ladder if it's as big as what you guys were describing.
It was those who saw it do know this. This thing is almost like 20 by 20 feet by 20 feet. Like it's a Titanic-shaped thing.
I don't like when a DM says Titanic.
Can I try pushing a button again?
You can absolutely push a button. Nothing really happens though.
Okay.
Because we pushed all the buttons, right?
Yeah, everyone has pushed all the buttons.
So
I just wanted to make
12.
sure.
when we went down there, what was it? Something about all the noises that we heard? Did we see what that could have caused?
You kind of did. You did notice all these sort of water gates that had let open things into the, like, just water and that had helped flood the room.
Ah, okay.
Okay, can we just take pot shots at it from up here on top of the ladder?
You're not really sure where it is anymore. It's
Yeah.
down beneath a giant grinder of gears
You
and
got all
wheels.
this,
and
yeah, you try and shoot anything in there, the gears are
no,
gonna
like the
grind it.
ladder down the
and the water is
down there.
reflective, and it's just...
And
you know,
it's tiny. That's a small area. I'm gonna
so you
climb.
just can't really
find the
see
key.
well enough to know where it is anymore.
I'll climb back down.
Alright.
I'm gonna try and roll the search to see if I can spot it. It's 11.
Yeah, you don't see it anymore. Of course, you didn't see it in the first place. You're still not sure they're actually telling the truth. I mean, this could all be one elaborate prank.
Alright.
Berl is too dejected right now to care.
We need to
I
find the
might
key.
go back down and see if I can spot it again.
I'm pretty sure we can find
I
the key
rolled
as
a
soon as we
nat
drain
20.
this
I
thing, and
totally
maybe it's
see
got the
it.
key inside of it. I think we need to kill this thing.
I'm going to. Oh, jeez, what can I do?
So we're down in the thing with it, I guess now. Back
Are you now?
We're back down in the room.
I guess we
Roll
are.
back down?
All of us together. Okay.
I'm following the group at this point.
Q, you're aware of where it is. It is right here.
I'm aware of where
Nobody
it is.
else has passive perception high enough.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that thing is real close. I'm so sorry.
You are too loud
I am too
for the
loud.
spooky room.
And I rolled a nat 20 for looking at it.
So you see it again. You easily catch it.
Okay, so we cannot go
So we have
around
to
it at this
re-roll
point.
again if we want to see it.
We cannot go around
I
it. It
cast-
fills up.
There's a way left, there's a way right. There's quite a lot of room on each
Yeah, I was
side.
gonna say the gears
But they're
are.
following?
The gears are far up, and it doesn't move fast enough to outpace you. So you could probably walk around it.
So these are not corridors like I thought.
No.
No, there are corridors up top, but the whole room down below is very open.
Okay.
So what were you going to do?
I'm going to cast acid splash on the thing. I'm going to hurl a bubble of acid. And
Okay.
It's getting exciting.
he'll need to succeed on a dex saving throw of 13.
Okay. It's basically not going to succeed that, but hey. Shoot.
Did it succeed?
No, but it almost did. Got a 12.
Oh wow.
A 12 with a -4 to dex. So it got a 16 basically.
Can everybody
It takes
see it at
6.
this point?
Everyone can basically see where people are pointing and kind of make it out now.
Can I?
It takes 6 acid damage.
Okay. Yeah, good luck with that. Sorry.
Does it do anything?
It fizzles and bubbles, and you can kind of see the acid gets kind of just sort of float in the air inside this thing for a bit as the acid kind of disperses. And, but it kind of gives you a sight of where it is for like a while.
Yeah. Can I press?
So
Can I
with
cast
the-
prestidigitation and put a small mark on the surface of it?
You can certainly try. And what you do is you go to put a mark. What kind of mark are you trying to put on it?
I am a
Make
big
it
red
glow.
dot so people know what it is.
Make it glow.
Make it glow.
Do you have to
All
touch
right.
it?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. You have
It's
to.
just an
Okay.
illusion.
It has to be within like 15 feet though, or something.
Yeah.
But it's definitely within that. So you kind of make this red dot appear, and it just kind of, the red dot just kind of wiggles a bit, as, kind of.
As
You do
if
notice that the red thing is slightly moving with it. It's kind of
As if
moving
it's yellow.
slowly
Yeah,
towards you.
I definitely want to move away from it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try and use a sneak attack on this guy.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
I wouldn't be running away.
But like the image
we on-
stays on it,
That's
right?
probably
Yeah, no, you can see the red dot.
Attack
Are
roll
we
is
on a
depending on
turn-based
what
thing
they're
right
using.
now?
Right.
Yeah, everyone can see it. Sorry, what?
Attack roll, I'm trying to think.
No, roll the hit.
To hit, okay. Makes 14.
Okay. 15.
14.
That, 14?
4, yeah.
No, that hits. Your dagger goes right into it, and there's this sort of, as it goes through, it just kind of seems to drip a bit.
Do
Yeah,
I don't add damage for that or anything?
You roll a d6 for it, and you also roll your normal damage.
Well then. Where's my d8s right there, and I need 2 d6s, because something, and then something about adding something to that, I seem to recall.
You mean your proficiency bonus?
Yeah,
So,
which is
Yeah.
2.
yes. So I've got, now is it just the 2?
2 hit, but I don't
So
care.
that makes 11, 14 damage?
Cool. 14 damage, yeah, there's that slash, and it's not really easy to be like, yes, I got it, and it's like, oh, fatal wound, because it's kind of a giant cube
It's a cube
of
of,
jello
yeah.
sorts. But you do see this sort of wiggle, the whole thing that distorts a lot, and people can kind of make it out fully. It's just really big.
Oh boy.
I'm going to see, and I'm gonna cast Burning Hands on it. I grab my hands, and a stream of fire goes out to it.
Alright.
Dex 13. Dex saving throw is 13.
Alright. It fails that.
Okay.
Actually, no, it doesn't. It's nat 20. As you do Burning Hands on this, it just sort of does this really odd thing that it just kind of like bends. Just
Okay,
right
so
out of the
it
way.
takes half damage. Because it succeeded.
Yep.
Six. 3 damage. Fire. Is it fire flame damage? Yeah, probably.
Alright. 3 damage.
Yep, fire damage.
There's like a small bubble of just that it gets from
Can I
that.
send my mage hand into it?
You can absolutely try.
I am going to try.
Okay. You cast Mage Hand, and this hand touches it, and when you do,
Oh no.
it responds
Oh no.
by it actually like wiggles forward in the weirdest lunge possible of just sort of like towards, and it actually this sends out this pseudopod of slime lashing in the direction of the nearest sound. Let's see.
I'm standing behind those guys.
So
Yeah.
are we going towards her then?
Yeah, basically. It's lashing out a pseudopod. I need Nakia and I need Ku. And I think I actually need Warren to make a dexterity saving throw.
Nat 20.
Nice. So Nakia just sort of dodges that one.
14.
Yoink!
14.
14? Oof. Interesting. Okay, that's how this is gonna work. Yep. Alright.
Shoot.
No, it lashes out, but it doesn't really know where you are very much. So you kind of just sort of see this sort of slimy thing reach out and sort of grope blindly at the ground and just pull back almost dejectedly into the cube.
But my mage hand didn't get through to it.
No, your mage hand's in it now.
Oh, it's in it.
You can move it around and kind of like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I want to move it around and, like,
See if
especially
there's-
at the bubbles.
feel around.
Yeah.
See if there's a
feel around to
key
see
or
if
something.
there's anything in there.
You move it around. You actually kind of bump some things on occasion. I'm not sure how much feel you get from Mage Hand personally.
I have no
I'm not even sure if you could feel the mage hand. But you kind of not really seeing much. There is, in fact, though, a sort of thing you can kind of grab if you want to.
Yes.
All right, you can grab it. It's not 10 pounds, so you can move it.
Oh, so it's bigger than 10 pounds?
No, it's lighter, so you can.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna grab it and try and take it out of the cube.
All right, you can just bring it to.
Let's take it out first, away from me.
All right.
So you can see it coming before you present yourself with what might be ahead.
Fair enough. You pull the mage hand out, and the mage hand, has something in it. It's kind of hard to make it out from here.
Okay. But nothing happened with the cube.
The cube, nothing really happened, but everybody roll initiative.
Oh no!
Can I just make some actions while because they were all got stuff that they
Oh, absolutely. Good actions, Grog.
Okay, so I would move over here, and I would be casting Magic Mouth on the little guy I've been carrying around.
Sure. Okay.
And so every time I snap my fingers, and he's within range of 30 feet, he's gonna say, "Hey, look over here! It's me, Blog."
That's pretty good.
It's me, Blog.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work.
It's me, King Blog.
And then I will leave him kind of in the corner over there. Okay, now I'll roll initiative. Alright.
Alright, what does everybody have?
Well, then I guess mine's 10.
So mine's a 4.
So Grog's last?
Yes, I am.
I'm 5.
So remember day 20?
Actually, right back.
Mine was 20.
It's sad for Grog.
Oh.
Like the monster.
Who went fast?
Yeah, she got her
20.
Yeah. So what'd you get, Berl? And what did Warren get?
19.
19. Okay, so probably. Okay.
The order is set.
The order's set. Sorry, guys. I know this is.
Oh, can I actually make another side note with that little decoy guy that I have? That he is now wearing the blonde wig too.
Okay.
Okay. I fix it to
We're free
it.
of blog.
I fix it to it with the beeswax that I bought.
Okay, so that's a thing.
It's a little mechanical thing with a blonde wig.
Right, that's that, and it's definitely Koo's turn.
It is definitely Koo's turn. I'm gonna make my mage hand come to me now. With the thing in its
You pull it to you. It is a kind of a small key.
Perfect.
Alright, let's get the heck out of here.
Yes, and I ain't got anything to help me with this monster. Yeah, I'm gonna dash toward the door, but then also hide at the end of my dash. May I do that?
Yeah, you can do that with your cunning action.
Cool. My dash. How do I move? I move 25, don't I? Because I'm small.
Yeah, 25 so 50.
Okay. 2. 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hiding.
By sucking
Gold
in a
stuff.
breath and throw yourself.
I am for.
We just hear this splash.
Good thing my stealth's kind of high. That's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, 16, huh?
I would imagine running through a foot of water would kind of also hinder your speed.
It might just have. Who knows? I know. Anyway, so next person's turn then, Warren?
Okay, Warren's gonna investigate the heck out of this room as best he can. Again, I guess that's more of a perception check. Trying to see if, there's a pressure point or something that you can grab to try and drain the water. Any luck with a 12?
There is, in fact, a, there's a small lever that's actually pretty close to you. It's kind of on the walls, so it's kind of not easy to see from most places, but there's one next to you.
Okay.
And there might be others, you'd assume.
Alright, so I'm gonna pull that one that I see.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You do, and there's a small kind of pressure, and there's a small gurgling noise, but it's not like the room is emptying fast.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I'm also going to use the same. I probably have to. No, I can roll investigation because that was perception. But I investigate nothing. I peer at the blob and I can't see it anymore. It's disappeared. Like, oh no. That was a
I
crazy
suppose.
fail.
Okay. Yeah. So now you're unsure of where it is.
I say she's temporarily blinded with a 1. She gets a crit fumble, I'd say she gets temporarily blinded.
I would say that, but I just can't make it blinded as much as I'm just going to treat you as if you were. Like, you just get disadvantage if you're trying to attack it at all.
Completely not being able to see is probably.
I mean, there's a red dot on it still.
That's true. I can't see the red dot. I'm like, oh,
But you lost that, so you get disadvantage to attacks, skill checks, and everything for it.
It's so dark, you guys.
All right, then Berl, it's your turn.
Well, I already used my snake. I don't know if the slashing weapons are doing much to it. I don't know. Maybe I see Q running off and I'll just be like, hey, wait for me!
And you hear a second splash. She throws herself down.
Okay. You can totally do that. Is there anything else you want to do? Just hide too?
Oh, I'm not gonna hide.
Give me a roll for stealth.
Yeah, just to try to be quiet so this thing doesn't come after me.
Counts.
That makes a 10.
Okay. Interesting. And then after Berl's turn, Nakia, this is yours.
Okay. I'm going to cast Chill Touch on it. And I think I hit it. It's 23.
Okay, 23. Yeah, that hits.
Hooray, congratulations.
And then it's 1 D8. 8 necrotic damage.
Okay. I'm just keeping tally over here.
And if it can regain hit points,
As well, you should.
it can't for the turn.
Anyway, and is that your turn, Nakia?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It goes now. And it can move up to 15 feet. Surprise. And it moves towards where a lot of the sound came from. It's going to move forward and use Engulf on Nakia. This kind of wall just sort of moves at a pretty absurdly fast pace for something that's this big. But,
I was just kind of wandering around earlier. I thought we were safe.
You know, sometimes things walk around slowly. And, yeah. You need to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
Dex?
Yeah.
12.
Fair enough.
I love that the music
Dino's
stopped.
the defender. I just gave him this look like, okay, I trust you. By trust, I mean I don't trust myself or anyone.
So, did I win or did I lose?
Okay, now that you've
never sure
succeeded,
about
you can choose to be pushed 5 feet backward to the side of this thing. But if you choose not to, you suffer the consequences of failure. Which you're not
If I
exactly
get
sure
pushed
of, but
back
you get
either
slammed
5 feet this
into
way
one,
or this way. Probably
yeah.
this way, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you basically dodge this thing's wibbly wobbly lunge. And
Wibbly wobbly, tiny whiny stuff.
pretty much.
I don't like this anymore.
And then it lashes out randomly and strikes where people were running, but they aren't there.
Yeah.
So that's its turn. Grog, it's your turn.
Because I am indeed Grog now. I have moved on from the wig. Now Grog needs
Grog has returned to his
to...
rightful place.
Grog must smash. What is the closest smashing thing?
Well, the little guy that you just put stuff on.
Were there other... Okay, there was a
There's
lever.
a lot of water.
Are there any other levers near?
There is a lever.
Please don't smash the doors.
Where's the lever?
It's on the pillar thing next to you, the kind of where the platform would have been.
This one?
Yeah, straight down, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run that direction and pull the lever.
They're actually
keep
pretend
knocking
these
the
aren't here.
tables.
This is actually just a giant wall.
Yeah, but where's the lever?
There's like a small pillar beneath each platform that's not
never
like
mind.
the full shape.
Okay, so can I pull the lever on that one?
You can absolutely pull that lever.
Okay.
You do, there's
Smash
more
it.
clicking, there's a little more gurgling. You can tell it's
And I
almost
will
done.
definitely hit it with my arrow.
Alright, roll attack. Roll hit.
Okay.
In fact, just roll damage.
I got a 1.
You kind of just glance off it. You didn't
Okay.
do good. I mean, you still smacked it, but
And
it didn't break it.
Poor Grog.
we'll let out a yell. I am Grog once again.
Okay,
And yeah, but I did click it down and then hit it.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. And then from where I am going to. Ooh, that's pretty far away. That thing's big. And it's far away. I'm gonna throw a knife at it.
All right.
No. I am going to throw a what I now know as a poison potion at it.
Okay. Roll the hits, basically. It's an improvised weapon, so you don't get proficiency bonus to hit.
18.
Okay, 18. Yeah, that hits.
Without
You
it.
nail this thing with a potion. It kind of just goes into the thing and just is sort of floating there. There's bubbles. It's kind of doing a little wibbly wobblies with it, but it doesn't actually do anything immediately.
Is it just inside, or did it like
Yeah, it just
break
got
open,
swallowed.
or
I've taken it down from the inside, guys.
does it like break open, or how does it or does it come out?
It'll absorb it, I'm sure.
It's like
eventually.
throwing a glass cup into a giant wall of Jello. It just kind of goes in.
Okay. And I don't know if I think that's my action. So that's what I got.
Okay.
You guys are all proud of me.
That's Gar's turn. It's now who's turn again?
I'm gonna. You're right next to me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be like.
Before you do any running, you do notice that there is a lever.
Yeah, I'm
as
gonna
well.
tell her, get the lever, I'm gonna get the door.
Got it. Okay, get the
And I'm gonna dash towards the door again.
I
which
just
is
realized I came in here with my dog.
Still 50,
Yeah.
right?
You are still ready.
I'm trying to determine if I'm still right. Well, it wouldn't
You
even
would
go
have
down
to
the
carry it
ladder.
down the ladder.
Yeah, so I probably just left it up in the
You
other
probably
room.
left it up. It's fine. It
Yeah.
takes care of itself in the giant, death maze of gears.
It's hanging out with the other mechanoid in the other room.
Can I
That
try?
actually is a funny image of it just trying to chew on its leg. What are you gonna do? Sorry.
Can I try the key on the
You
door?
can absolutely try to get out the door. It goes in, and you kind of pulls in. You can click it, you can turn it, and pushing the door out, however, is kind of hard because it's a pull door, and
And
you
you
can
are
tell it's not
small.
supposed to open yet.
Crap.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm gonna hide right by the door.
That said, you can also hear lots of gurgling and draining. The water
Yeah.
levels dropped by about half.
I think there's one more lever we need to pull.
Well, you're right by the lever, so I'm just gonna stay by the door and hide.
Okay.
I guess I don't really need
Your
to hide.
perception checks have been good enough. I'm gonna let you guys know there's not another lever. It's just taking time for water to leave.
I thought there was one right there.
Yeah, I just pulled it.
Oh, she already pulled it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'll
I don't
just-
want to be confusing about this when I know you've solved it. I'm just it takes time to drain a room full of water.
Cool. I'm gonna stay by the door and wait it out.
Chill with that door.
Is anybody
Chill
worried?
with the door.
Is anybody worried that draining the water will just make it faster?
It's a giant gelatin
There's nothing
cube.
else
I
we
don't
can do.
think it's
I'd
gonna
almost
move very
assume that would
fast.
be
Just
faster
checking.
in water.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? If it's floating. Okay, well, moving on.
Okay.
Whose turn?
That's it.
Wardens.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
It's right in front of you.
So let me think. Have I now recovered from my critical fail? Can I see it, or am I I just know that something pushed him out of the way.
You
I'm
just saw him dodge it, and there's a giant red dot. It's probably still on the side facing you, so I'm gonna let you see it now.
oh! I'm gonna dive behind
So
him.
crit fails just aren't punishing, and it's just I can't find a way to punish that. I want to,
10,
but I
15,
can't.
20, 25, 30. Wait, this is 30. Okay, I'm scuttling. I'm scuttling as fast as I can.
shoot it.
That's kind of a waste of arrows.
Sacrifice Nakia.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
One for the good of many.
I'll be ready to. No, I'm not gonna do anything. That's enough for me. If we're forced to fight it, I'll start fighting it. But for now, okay, my turn is over. It is now Crazy Berl's turn.
Well, unlike some people, I'm gonna go out and fight it. 1, 2, 3.
That was the weirdest laugh I've ever heard.
Now, I already snuck up on it once, and then I moved away. Can I use another sneak attack going back to it? Or is that once per encounter?
No, you can
Justin
absolutely
Bieber
sneak
video.
attack it.
Okay,
Wait,
As long
so...
as it's not aware of you and it isn't.
What's that?
Okay, so
Like
that's
the one
another...
Justin Bieber video where he compliments.
No, I gotta roll to hit
Her
first,
laugh.
right?
Oh
Roll the hits.
yeah, I have.
That's right.
This one just Dex mod plus proficiency. Sorry, I got that wrong last time.
Well, either way, I get a 15 base plus whatever. I'm sure
Plus
that's
4.
more than...
Oh yeah, you get it.
So,
Roll damage and roll 6. Roll d6 too. And
plus the 2 proficiency bonus, that makes 14.
Nice. Alright. Yeah, that's 14 damage. And that's a pretty solid, like, scratch on it. That doesn't seem to heal very
Nice.
much. It doesn't just immediately turn back to gelatin. There's still a kind of a cleft there. You can kind of tell only because of the distortions. It leaves some of the environment behind it. But there's a line there now.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Well done. Stabby, stabby. Okay, so now it's Nakia's turn. Unless you had other things you wanted to do.
I do have a bonus action, don't I?
Yep.
I don't know there's anything I want to do. Well, I'll probably move back because I don't want it to come after me.
Good plan, good plan. At least 15 feet away.
Yeah, I'll move.
Well, you already went 20 to go up to it, so you can only move 10 away from it.
So
Every little bit counts.
5 actually, I think.
25 is the...
Oh, yeah.
Because your movement's just a little bit smaller because your legs are short.
Oh, tiny
I am
bit.
sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry for legs.
Halflings are fun, so I'll take it.
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch again. So that's a 12 to hit.
12 to hit, huh? Okay.
Did I hit him?
You did.
Cool.
I mean, I kind of just want people to be able to just hit it without rolling because I know the stats and I'm just not sure people are gonna miss.
4 necrotic.
Sorry, that's just me being honest.
4 necrotic damage, and it cannot heal for the duration of the
Oh
turn.
darn. I'm gonna have to tell its like special healer friends not to heal it. Alright. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna move.
Okay, yeah, that's probably does.
You see the little Mechanloid, like, heal it, and you're like, no, Mechanloid, how could you betray me?
That's what its true intent was.
I
Grog!
wonder when you're gonna use that though.
Use what?
The mechanoid. It's supposed to make noise whenever you tap your fingers. Is that your turn though, Anakia? Mm-hmm. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to make decisions for this thing. Let me give it a roll.
Decision.
It's not a very smart cube.
Thank goodness.
It has 1 intelligence.
+1 or just
Slashy movie. I don't know where this thing was gonna want to go. You know, it's gonna lunch here. Doesn't actually hit anybody.
Okay.
But that's where it knows people at.
Nice,
And that's
nice.
its turn. Alright? So since people aren't in like direct conflict with it, I assume you can just outwalk it now. We're gonna go out of the turn order for that. People can start just free running away. I can't believe nobody.
Can I open the door yet?
I would pick this guy.
Yeah, the water's gone, and yeah, you can open the door. Just
Cool. Open the door, man.
wow.
Huzzah!
I go through the door.
The blob can't follow us, can it?
I doubt it, it's too big.
uncertainty trap.
Is it like an octopus and it could just squish itself into
it's a
anything?
giant gelatinous cube.
Do I get to put another key in
Could
my
follow us.
inventory?
Yeah, if you want to, but it's
Yeah, I do.
a key to the laboratory. I mean, it may not be good for every other kind of lock in this place.
But it's a key.
If you into that.
Dude, if I collect spoons, I can collect keys.
Fair enough. And, so yeah, everyone can manage to get out of that just fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just surprised it didn't actually get anybody when no one knew it was there. I'm sitting here just sad.
Poor
You had so much
DM didn't
potential, my
trap
friend. And now
anyone.
you're just like, one of those things that like, you all could have died. But you didn't.
But we
It was
did.
like coming down the wall.
It actually came out the ports. And you guys opened.
Yes.
This one is totally fine unless you do that.
That's what I figured.
I like to do that because I know people are going to push buttons. Like,
I love
I would
buttons.
push the buttons.
Yeah. There's buttons. We gotta push them.
What matters is that nobody died.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it off there because otherwise when you guys leave the door.
But then again, he had the key inside of him, didn't he?
He did.
So
Oh,
we would
yeah.
have
So
had
we had
to.
to eventually, and you'll be like, you'd get down there, you'd be like, oh yeah, I can just push the buttons and we'll get the key. And of course it releases the spooky monster with the key.